everybody. The Seoul Dynasty just ended their Stage 3 with a 4-0 victory over the Houston Outlaws, and I would imagine they're going to take that momentum and prepare themselves for a playoff charge in Stage 4. So congrats to them. Moving on to our final regular season match of Stage 3, and it's a big one. We have the LA Valiant going up against the Philadelphia Fusion. Now, the LA Valiant, they're already in for our Stage 3 playoffs. They're good. But the Philadelphia Fusion, they need to 4-0 this match in order to keep their chances alive. They need a clean sweep, a flawless victory. So, needless to say, this match has quite a bit of importance to it, and I would imagine all the LA Valiant fans in here are going to be pretty rowdy. Am I right? Am I right? Yes? What about the Fusion fans in here? Y'all gonna get to know it? It's gonna be a rowdy one, guys. You're in for a treat, so let's go ahead and get into this matchup with Golden Boy and the crew at the desk.
Thank you so much, Malik. It's the final match of Stage 3, and there's
We've seen stage finals like this before, right? Wrong. This time, it's completely different. The stage playoffs have expanded from the top 3 teams to the top 4 teams in the stage standings. For teams with the same record, the tiebreakers start with Stage 3 map differential, followed by head-to-head record. And if the 2 teams in question have not played in the stage, a tiebreaker match will be played to decide seeding. The stage playoffs consist of 3 best-of-5 map matches taking place on Sunday, May 6th. It all begins at 1 p.m. Pacific with the 2 semifinals, followed by the stage final later that day to crown the Stage 3 champion. And while the top team no longer has a bye straight into the final match, they now get to select their semifinal opponent from the other 3 playoff qualifiers at the end of Saturday's match broadcast. While the new rules bring added drama and excitement, the stakes remain the same. Endless bragging rights plus $100,000 to the winner and $25 grand to the runner-up.
All right, there we go. So it's the final match of Stage 3. We got the Valiant, we got the Fusion. It's gonna go down, folks. I'm excited. I'm Golden Boy, though. I'm excited and Golden Boy. See, you like the way that one worked? I'm a Crimson Reinforced.
I didn't get it.
You, so, I guess you said I'm excited, and then I said I'm Golden Boy. I mean, like one day, Johnny, just give it to me.
Is your nickname Excited or Golden?
Hey, man, Excited's my middle name. Hey, you like that? You like that? That's why I'm up here, Johnny, not you. Okay, that's why you're not the host yet, but I'm training you. Yeah. Anyway, so as Malik said,
that's Brent's job.
The LA Gladiators are waiting with bated breath to find out if their crosstown rivals can keep the playoff dreams alive, because Philly needs that hot 4-0 to tie the win-loss and map differential of the Los Angeles Gladiators, and then it goes into the tiebreaker game, which is going to be played after this if that happens. The question is, what does the Fusion need to do to pull this off?
It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Looking at the map statistics throughout this series, they're an underdog in all 4 maps. So you can take a look at the stats, and you can see for yourself that, it's going to be harder for them. Every map, Los Angeles Valiant has a statistical advantage. We know that Philadelphia Fusion, they haven't been great on both guys through this season. Nepal has been the worst.
Only Numbani, though. Like, the rest are so close.
Oof.
Yeah, but still, they have the statistical advantage, Crumbs, as you can see by the graphics.
Yeah, at the end of the day, 22 to 33, I think they're both losers in that one.
They literally need a 4-0, so no matter what.
It doesn't matter.
Yes.
It's a 3-2. They need a 4-0.
We're harping on here.
It doesn't matter, Crumbs.
Okay, well, in all seriousness, though, you know, they need the 4-0, right? And while you did mention the statistics there, they need to make this happen. They have to be flawless. Malik said it, flawless victory. One player that you're going to look to turn to that, and I know you like to talk about him, is Boombox.
Yeah, so I think Boombox is going to be very crucial for Philly right now. If you remember how they played against New York and London, the supports really stepped up. They had an amazing performance in the Stage 2 playoffs. And I think that right now, if Philly wants a chance in this, they're going to have to challenge the same mojo that they did when they played up against those 2 teams. They were still underdogs in all the maps. They were underdogs in pretty much every category, but they pulled through with some great performances. And specifically the Transcendences out of Boombox, I think, will matter a lot. Valiant puts a lot of resources into agilities and Genji Blade, the Transcendence. We saw how Neko shut it down 2 days ago. If he replicates the same, that's the way to do it.
Yeah. Historically, Boombox is known to be a very deadly Sanjara. Specifically when he was on E-United, his team before the Overwatch League. He was a very deadly Sanjara. And he channeled that, like you said. during the stage 2 playoffs. Took out London Spitfire and Hanamura. It was a sick highlight on that one. But it's going to be a hard ass for Boombox because he's facing the LA Valiant. And the thing about LA Valiant is they have so many different looks when it comes to the DPS. They have agilities on the Genji and the Junkrat, the Roadhog. Then you have Soon on the Widowmaker, Bunny on the Tracer, who Bunny, we saw him go up against Striker earlier this week and actually took it to him. Arguably the best Tracer in the league. Bunny was contesting him. So there's a lot of different factors here on the LA Valiant squad. And so we're going into this matchup, you have to 4-0 and you have to shut down literally everything the LA Valiant throws at you. So it's going to be a very hard ask as for the Philadelphia Fusion.
Exactly, right? The way to get a 4-0 is typically defense, and this is a team that is based around their offense, their dive. That's what Philly is known for, so it's really tough for getting a 4-0.
Yeah, this is going to be a difficult challenge for the Philadelphia Fusion. But now let's go into the predictions. Reinforce your first, my friend.
Yeah.
Who do you have winning this game?
Well, as we took a look at the map statistics, we saw that LA Valiant, they were favored in everyone. Very slightly, Crumbs, like you said. But they were favored. And because Philadelphia Fusion has to 4-0 this series, I think there's a lot of mental factors going into this one. If the Philly Fusion lose one map, I think it's going to get to them. I think it's going to get to them, and they're going to lose the series as a whole. So I'm predicting the LA Valiant for this one. Because if Philly Fusion doesn't get the 4-0, I think LA Valiant will win 3-1.
What do you think the score is? Oh, so you said Valiant 3-1. You said that right at the end. Oh, man. You're so sneaky.
I was prepared.
You're so sneaky. I love it. All right, Crumbs, who do you got?
Well, looking at the map pool, yes, the Valiant is favored, but I think that Philly right now is going to be trying to make the same playoff run that they did last time, which is just going and having an exceptional game that is nothing like what they did in the previous stage, the entire stage before. So I think Philly will have this. I have them winning this one, but there's no way in hell they get a 4-0. It's not happening. They have played 29 games, and over half of them, 15, have been 5-game series. To get a 4-0 here against the Valiant, who's already locked in, seems outrageously of a task. If they pull this off, they're going to be just, I don't know, one of the best teams coming into the playoff stage. I don't think it's happening.
So just to clarify, Crumbs says the
Fusion win 3-2.
3-2.
3-2, yes.
Okay, so there you have it.
Wait, what?
Okay, yes. We're just making sure we're double checking because, you know, the things in the bottom said Valiant. So it was like catching you off guard. It's all right, though. We're good.
I predicted Valiant as well. And we have the Philadelphia Fusion right in front of us looking at us very angry. Boom.
Yeah. That happens to you a lot, though.
Sorry,
Did I just...
No, you did. You were fine. What? But I was just going to say, though, we always have the other team looking right at us as you guys make these predictions.
Awkward.
Is it pressure?
But
a lot of pressure?
there's actually a lot of satisfaction when they're very smug about it, and then when we turn out to be super right.
Yeah?
So that feels good.
So there's like the little smugness there. All right, well, let's go ahead and bring out your first team for our final matchup of Stage 3. Ladies and gentlemen in the Blizzard Arena, put your hands together for the Los Angeles Valiant.
A lot of fans today.
Yeah, this is the team that Crumbs did not predict to win.
What an introduction. What a way to start it off.
Okay, so we're going into Volskaya Industries for the first map, and we've seen in the past them fielding agilities on the Genji. That did not work out well, and they got first point help. This time, they have Soon in the starting roster. So we'll see a lot of Widowmaker once again, and we know that the Philly Fusion, they haven't been great on Volskaya Industries, so no matter who Philly fields today, will they be able to handle Soon? I don't know about
Well,
that.
that's the interesting thing here about it, because it's obviously Soon will be going on the Widowmaker. You really can't argue that one with Bunny in the lineup, but normally it would be, okay, Soon versus Carpe, but it's going to be EQO, so I think that it's going to be a battle of not necessarily Widow v Widow, but rather the strategy behind diving into it. EQO can't play the Genji, the Widow rather, but I think the Genji is what a look I like to see from this team better.
There you have it. Los Angeles Valley. Pareve is just...
That's in the zone. These players are not sad.
Meditation.
Not like this.
Yeah.
Mindful meditation. He's in the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And Costa.
Yeah.
Always gets at least 1 or 2 shrieks from the crowd.
Yeah.
You know?
They brought him a dig redo the other day.
What was that?
They brought him a dig redo the other day to sign.
I heard about that. That's actually pretty awesome. I'm a little jealous I wasn't here to see that happen. Well, there you have it. The Los Angeles Valiant have taken the stage for this matchup. They don't want to let the Philly Fusion through to the playoffs. And speaking of, let's go ahead and welcome your second team to the stage. It's going to be the Philadelphia Fusion. Another team with a pretty solid fan base. People from all across the Blizzard Arena, just cheering him on.
I mean, with the way they've been playing so far this season, it's hard to not be a fan of them. They've been playing this very aggressive style. Fragi has been a very aggressive Winston in the past, but he's toned it down a bit, and now more going on the flanks. EQO on the Genji. Carpe, I mean, arguably the T-Mobile MVP. A hot contender for it anyway, contesting with Jonak, of course. So, and then you have Neptuno, one of the most deadly, if not the deadliest support player in the league. There's a lot of factors in this team which just makes you love them. Yeah?
Yeah, no, I like that.
They were blazing hot in stage 2. You got to remember that. Like, they were outrageously by far the team that you would said, this is the team to beat. No one expects it. They took everybody else to game 5. So now it's just a matter of holding on to that. We're still understanding that Philly, we saw how high they can go. Let's try to see if the squad can capture that moment.
And they're fielding Snillo here on Volskaya, so it's going to be interesting. Like you said, Crumbs, they don't have Carpe in the lineup today. We don't really know why. So will we see Widowmaker today? We've seen EQO play the Widowmaker in the past. He was spawn camping the Dallas Fuel on Gibraltar. But will we see the Genji or the Widowmaker looks today? We know for sure that Snillo is going to be on the Tracer. He played the Widowmaker earlier this week.
I believe you brought back that spawn camp game.
Yeah, it was so harsh. Snillo has played the Widowmaker in the past, but Tracer is his main hero. So it's going to be interesting to see what they play today.
That's right. It is do or die from the boys from Philadelphia. Can they make it happen and make it into the Stage 3 playoffs? Now it's time to send it over to your caster, Semler, and a man who believes in the power of positivity, Hexagrams.
Indeed. You have no idea. I can feel it radiating off of him. Standing this close to this man, just the warmth, the love, it permeates the room.
PMA, man. I have warmth and love. It's just hard to see. You got to know me. You got to really know me.
You have to look through the thin veneer, the mask.
Just anger and apathy at the same time. Yeah, those don't really work well together. More apathy.
What was that, RBF? Yeah, that was it.
Yeah, I do have a little bit of RBF going on. I can't help it. It's just my face. It's what I look like.
Hold on, we'll get that pillowcase back. Sort that out real quick. All right, welcome, guys. This is going to be the last series of the day, potentially, depending on how all this plays out. There is a potential for a 4th map if, by some miracle, it does play out to where we get a 4-0.
Yeah, look, the stakes have been set pretty clearly here. They can't draw, they can't lose. They need all 4 map wins, does Philadelphia. Now, the Valiant have been swept 4 times in the past. You looked it up. They got swept by NYXL, they got swept by the Gladiators, they got swept by Seoul, they got swept by Boston. Those all happen to be very, very, very good teams. Philadelphia has shown that they are a good team, but struggling as of late. And I think it really hurts them right now that, Carpe's not in the lineup. When we didn't see him earlier this week, I had theorized that they're probably giving him some time off. Philly's eye is on the main prize, right? And Carpe is the fish that's going to swim them there if they need it. So, given the long odds that they have going to Stage 3 playoffs, I think it makes sense to just give him some time off. You give him this week off, we have a break next week, and then let him come back fully energized. He's played every game for this team and will continue to do so when he comes back.
He's like a sperm whale. He's just floating there vertically, sleeping right now.
Vertically, just resting.
But there's plenty of room on his back for everybody on the Philadelphia Fusion team. Definitely, they can get him there.
Yeah, the other side, the Valiant have been very good. Their spot is locked in. They will be in the Stage 3 playoffs, but looking to improve their record to go to the season-ending playoffs. This is their main roster. They're going to run it soon on Widow, Bunny on Tracer, and it's going to be interesting to see who runs the Widow for this team. I think Snillo's the better Tracer, so this makes sense that EQO would be on the Widow.
Yeah, he's going to go toe-to-toe. He's looking for a shot there soon. He's launching himself all over the place, hunting, taking some risks. Hoping to open that thing up here for his team. So the usual poke coming through here around the left side corner. It's going to be soon using his tanks, his body, his meat shields. Already a trade of the main tanks, though. That's going to slow things down, but that's a big difference maker. Big shot there onto EQO. Soon now can just take shots at will.
Yeah, he's not coming back. They used the Resurrection on Fragi there, and the Resurrection will come through on the other side, so it's a 6v5, no Widow. Soon's going to get himself in position to not be pressured down, and they're just going to bully them into the back room. This is where a lot of fights happen on Volskaya first. Bonnie farming up Pulse Bomb, about to toss it in here.
Yeah, he's already got it nearly. That's unreal. It's going to be so fast. Just goes leaping into D-Matrix, denying a lot of his shots, but he will eventually, A, find the kill on Boombox the old-fashioned way, but B, build up that Pulse Bomb. Now he could go for the D-Mech on Poco if he wanted to. They've removed the Mercy as well, and Los Angeles Valiant. It's all coming together very nicely for him here.
I love what they did in adding Bunny. He allows Soon to be a more versatile hero, run a lot of different stuff. Bunny is just their Tracer ace. I love his play style. Super aggro, makes plays that a lot of other Tracers would not even dare. We'll see. That's a very quick take from the Valiant here. Not looking great for Philadelphia. They don't have a great record on Volskaya, 2-7. Valiant's only 3-5-1, but a little bit better.
A little bit, just squeaking by. It is going to be Philadelphia Fusion trying to adjust on the fly here. Pretty sure they've had time to practice, obviously, without Carpe, but you know, this isn't the usual roster. That does throw things a little out of whack, and when it comes to dives, you need everything to be on point. Misjudges the distance there, unfortunately, but that is still going to force Boombox off into a corner.
And forces some pressure, and actually forced out Valkyrie as well. Bunny has to give up his life for it, though. Some trades, so they're able to get the res off on it. Costa goes down. Snillo gets himself a couple.
There we go. Soon eventually gets the kill.
They're pushed back, though. They just lost too much there. Have to retreat here. And as much as we talked about Bunny, or I spoke about Bunny, I'm still in my Tracer obsession. Snillo has the highest KDR in the league of Tracers by a large margin. By anyone by a large margin. 2.43 is his ratio. The other Tracers behind him, Prophet, Sebiobi, Striker, all sitting at 2.03. So his kill-to-death ratio is enormous. Of course, hasn't had to play as much, but the limited play time, he kills a lot, doesn't die very much.
You gotta just throw it in there. Stage 3 stats, right? You know, it's all recent. It's all been the same play time between the three of those, four of those Tracers.
Those are what we consider the best Tracers in the league. So Snillo has played up to that level.
Definitely one of the strong suits here for Philly Fusion is that they have the depth in the roster to play off of. Fraggy getting pounced on there, but eventually Fate will have to back off. Bunny has already been caught by EQO. And EQO's got that Dragon Blade. He's waiting patiently with it. Kariv, however, has got the Trance, and so it will be that waiting game. Who's going to crack first?
See how long Soon stays on the Widowmaker. He will rotate onto a McCree in this situation, especially when there's a Genji messing them up. Philadelphia has transitioned into full dive after the first point. It's what they're a little more comfortable on. EQO, of course, an amazing Genji. So everyone's on their home heroes now, their comfort picks.
I like that. Snillo taking a glance at his teammates' monitor to the left. Don't necessarily need a combo. You can just look over and see where your teammate's setting up. You get that timing down pat. Snillo going to wait for it. Goes diving in. Not quite going to find the target, unfortunately. And yes, Soon will be there to find the kill. EQO still hunting. Kariv has used the Trance, so EQO will have that golden opportunity. You can see he's getting set up for it already. As soon as that Trance is going to wear off, boom! He's going to get the blade into action, hunting, but not finding anything.
A lot of visuals on that screen. I have no idea how that blade did not connect. I thought he had Mercy dead to rights. Okay, Custa popped the Valkyrie to get out of there, added verticality away from that, and in the confusion was able to dodge all of that. There's been some progress made on the point, though. One tick permanent, still getting through here, still collecting a ton of kills. For even space combined for two. Looking to close this one out.
Now they've got the angles. Now they can see through the walls. That's going to make life easier here for the Valiant. There it is. Pulse Bomb. Picture perfect onto Poco. No remake for him. Fraggy is going to be under pressure here as well. That bubble gets, well, popped super rapidly. The bold res by Neptuno.
Bold attempted res by Neptuno, but Space, who's been so good for this team, comes in and crushes it. Neptuno actually leads the league in Heroes Resurrected. That res denied right there. I think Neptuno's going to have an enormous game, one of the best Mercies in the entire league when it comes to stats, when it comes to kills, and everyone thinks of him as this DPS Mercy. He's also died the least amount of times of any Mercies given percentage of deaths of his team.
Yes, he is. Well, you have Carpe and you have Neptuno. It feels like the bedrock for this roster in terms of heals, in terms of DPS. We got a little bit of a replay in from Soon. That was a nice kill on Snillo.
Yeah, that was a little bit interesting from Snillo because I think he took the shot from Soon before that and then did not get himself in a position to dodge Soon coming up over the top. So Soon has really stepped into his own on Widow. He can be hot and cold at times on Widowmaker. Sometimes he's hitting every headshot, sometimes he's missing every body shot.
Well, you know, that's...
He's got the gamer glasses on today, so now he's going to play well.
Trademark of the French. You never know where we are.
Yeah.
You know? We're going to be hot, we're going to be cold. Always passionate, always passionate. Soon, definitely a passionate man.
All right, so the Valiant have set a very good time on their offense. 333 in the bank. Philadelphia, again, just to reiterate the stakes, have to win every single map. A draw will not do it. Otherwise, they are going home, and the Gladiators, the Los Angeles Gladiators, will be in the Stage 3 playoffs.
Yes.
Both LA teams in the Stage 3 playoffs.
That would be a big deal.
Might have to play each other.
That would be an even bigger deal.
Yeah, this place would burn to the ground.
It would blow up, but then at least, you know, you would know at least one LA team is getting into the finals, which would be pretty slick.
Yeah, I can't wait for that selection, too, because who knows? Who knows what the Grandmaster Huck is thinking on who his team is going to pick, the undefeated Boston Uprising, but it's neither here nor there. We still have to figure out who's going to get there. We might even have bonus Overwatch if Philadelphia can 4-0 this set. And all depend on this offense. EQO versus Soon, the battle to watch here on Volskaya.
EQO just all out in the open. Going for the big plays, not going to get rewarded as Soon is playing a little bit more passively back, big pack room right now. Closed angle, crouching, gets spotted immediately by EQO. Quick reaction there, but Soon unfortunately going to miss that shot. He got the EQO, had him dead to rights.
Looking for taking the different angle. Soon is looking directly where EQO is going. I think he's got his rotation figured out.
Both of these Widows missing shots here, man. Nerves might be getting into him a little bit. That's not common. We do expect to see a kill out of one of these shots.
Both of them are tracking each other very well as far as where they are going to be. I mean, the peaks are sometimes catching the other Widow off guard, but not in this battle particularly. Space comes in, gets a kill on Fraggy. Boombox also down. EQO trying to equalize this. Can they get a resurrection? They choose to bring Boombox back to life, and now Philadelphia is coming to life.
They're in a golden opportunity here. The Soon has been brought back, but we lose Bunny in the mix there for the Valiant. So it is a much shorter run back here for the Philadelphia Fusion, given that they are on the offense. Their spawn is closer. EQO still relentlessly trying to put Soon back in the ground. It's been dug out there a couple times by the Mercy.
Fate going down hurts them a little bit as well. And now the jump onto Soon comes in. That might be all she wrote for this Valiant first point defense. Oh, Kareed with the 1v1 onto Fraggy. Now he wants to come back in. He just earned his Transcendence.
They can contest. They've got the tanks here. Bunny is back in the fight. Pulse bomb out, and EQO no escape for him. Bunny styling a bit there as Neptuno will be able to get the res off in the healing aura of Boombox and his Transcendence.
They're using a lot of ults. They're forcing some out of Philadelphia. They would like to force out Valkyrie. They do just that, and now these late kills coming in a fight that was all one way. Two great kills came in, and now it's just a bloodbath.
This is all over the place. Neptuno! Custa gets the kill on EQO, and then Neptuno just hunts Custa down. Perfect. Let's go. Battle Mercy all day.
Neptuno's tied for final blows with EQO, 2 each. This is what we know Neptuno for. But the surprising thing was that when I was reading his stats today was not that he was getting the most kills per Mercy and the most objective kills per Mercy. It's that he dies the least based on like how many deaths his team actually has and how many deaths he has. He's always alive and he brings everyone over and he goes through these aggressive reses. The man's a magician.
Yeah, he's certainly not shy. He'll get in there. No hesitation on his part. Thrives in the battle. But now we're going to see how Philadelphia Fusion approach this B site. Snilla right into the thick of things. Fortunately, I think his pulse bomb got eaten up there by the D-Matrix, but that was a big play. I like it.
QO on the McCree. Trying to show us his hero pool. His debut, he showed us an enormous hero pool. Gets Soon with the flashbang in the fan, the hammer. Want to make sure that you get that Sombra before she can translocate, so throw down all the damage that you possibly can at short distance.
Now they are bringing it back, though. Another kill here onto Boombox, bringing it back to 5-on-5, contesting on the point here. Bunny gonna have to keep it solid. He has his team here to back him up as well. Boombox has been revived by Neptuno, brought back to life. It's expected when Neptuno's on the field, but the team is kind of split in half right now. And it is going to be the deep dive coming in from Fate. Perfect collapse between Space Bunny and Fate. EQO gets obliterated, and Snillo doesn't last long either.
Super aggressive. While the eyes were in the sky on the leaping primate, everyone else on the ground collapsing into that as well. Going to be a little bit careful. Bunny is not a man to shy away from action. A double blink forward to get in there, but he will retreat. Soon has neared his EMP. Oftentimes when they have the Sombra, they'll use an EMP once, and then even without a change in composition, throw a curveball of putting Soon onto a Soldier 76 instead. So that the team is in the wrong composition to deal with the 76, and then they'll trade back and forth on it. So if EMP comes in, there could be an unprompted switch.
Yeah, the focus right now, not really allowing Soon to get too comfortable. He will get the hack on Fraggy though, so that's Fraggy silenced in the corner. He's got Neptuno there to pocket him, but there we go, EMP, big one, gonna slow things down. The trance did get thrown out, however, by Boombox. But this is definitely slowing things down here for Philadelphia Fusion. They've got 4 ults though, so they shouldn't be feeling too sad about how things are panning out. Sure, continue to take the fight. Fraggy's gonna get back here soon enough, but with all these ults to work with on the next push, life is gonna get difficult here for the Valiant.
Caught 4 in that EMP with EQO on the McCree as well. Soon may have the signs to switch. He's played a good Sombra so far though, so this might be one of the times he stays on it. It does appear so. He got 4 with that EMP and he's already getting individual hacks as well. So Soon having one of his better Sombra games on this point of Volskaya, and already Philadelphia with a slower time than Valiant. They banked some ults though, but it's still rough because they banked 4 ults, neither of which are support ultimates.
Well, that That counter engage right there from Los Angeles Valiant is looking great as well. Fate threw himself in there. He gave like 30% of charge to Custa in the span of a few seconds with all the damage he was taking. So the Valk isn't going to be too far behind here in this next fight. Kariv has got the trance and Boombox is still far off of his. So now, I mean, it's just going to come down to execution here. Philadelphia Fusion get in here clean and they find an opening kill to start things off. Snillo and Fraggy doing their best here in the back line, trying to throw things out of whack. But then the counter engage comes in from Los Angeles Valiant in the back line of Philly Fusion. They're feeling the heat. Boombox is getting punched in the face, but he's getting pocketed at the same time by Neptuno.
What a great job by Neptuno to get back to his Zenyatta. He got knocked about by Fate during that Primal Rage and was able to get there. Meanwhile, we haven't seen much of his POV, but Space is quietly crushing yet again. He's been my favorite addition to any roster in Stage 3.
He has had the standout performances. Progress being made here. Are they going to get one tick? Nope. There's the EMP, and it's going to be a total wipe for Philly Fusion. Everybody is hacked. Nobody can use abilities. Poco somehow gets his boosters back just in time to survive. And, well, oh, I thought he was about to throw. Yeah, he does throw himself in the drink.
It's going to be off. Fate will just keep padding his stats. Second in all of the Overwatch League in elimination participation percentage, means that he is doing a lot of damage and they're getting clean up on the kills behind only Striker, but Striker is in a league of his own. It's Fate leading everyone else. The tank line for the Valiant, I think, have saved them in a lot of situations here. Space and Fate have learned to work well together, have to get that chemistry going, but I thought that Space had one of his best sets I've ever seen the other day in a losing effort, but still very good play.
You know, they could lose as a team, but the individual could win, perhaps. I don't know.
That's not how Overwatch works at all.
Not how it works. You're right. I mean, just ask Saya player.
You're that guy bragging about his medals, aren't you?
Just ask Saya.
Yeah.
I went there, Hex.
You did. Bunny's still got Pulse Bomb. He's been checking the flanks pretty often. They've been engaged in these duels, Snillo and Bunny. Neither have really gotten the better of the other.
Oh, Pulse, there it is. The stick on a Poco. Will get topped up again, though, right on the edge. He manages to survive a little while longer. Soon has nearly got that EMP online again. And Custa does bring Kariv back. We lose Soon in the process. They're still hanging in here, though, and they've got more than enough bodies to just trickle onto this point and contest it here, Los Angeles Valiant.
It's their last push. Playoff hopes on the line right now with 45 seconds remaining. They must win this map and then 3 more to even force themselves into a play-in position. Soon's got different ideas, though. Another monster EMP could be ready.
Yeah, this could make the difference. They're hanging out together, and there it is. Sure enough, 3 players hacked. Fraggy instantly jumped on. Poco not going to be along for this world either. No, he is going to get topped up. EQO has the blade, but he gets hacked the old-fashioned way, forced to back off. And they will go for the reset here. They have 1 good push left for them here, Philadelphia Fusion.
EQO needs to channel debut EQO, where he stunned the world with how good he was. He's got a blade. They have a lot to work with. Should all be going in right now.
Well, that was a nice res right on the edge. Soon hanging in there. Is getting focused by EQO, who will dash through. EQO finding the first kill here to kick things off, and that is going to open it up as Kariv decides the trance is necessary to keep his teammates alive. We've lost Neptuno for Philadelphia Fusion, though. And they're right on the edge of picking up 1 tick of progress, but they need all 3. They need to get the job done here. And EQO, once again, not quite finding the value with the blade.
Might as well be running around with the pool noodle in your hand. Still 3 on the point, though, as it is Fraggy who comes in with Primal Rage. They're getting progress here. The last hopes in there. They're going to come in, and there's a Valkyrie on the point for Valiant.
Yeah, Neptuno swapped over, so he's on a Lucio now to get back into this fight faster. Dies instantly. Space runs him over. And Space has got the self-destruct as well. We'll remove Poco. Fraggy gonna launch himself onto this point, but he gets eliminated, and that is gonna be it. Philadelphia Fusion will falter at the end. Los Angeles Valiant pick up the first map in the series and end the playoff hopes for the Fusion.
We've locked in our 4 for the Stage 3 playoffs. None of them will be the Philadelphia Fusion. I'm still excited to watch the rest of this set because I get to watch Space play, I get to watch Bunny play, some of my favorite players in this. Philadelphia should probably be playing to figure out if they can make this composition work in case something ever happens to Carpe, God forbid. But we have another map right after this break.
Even point. Get you on upside.
I got you, Bunny.
Get you there.
Point.
On point. Diva.
Give up.
Nice. Touch point.
Touch right.
Let's go. Monkey. Just a monkey.
I'm looking.
Come on. Traitor. Bane.
Press our point.
Point.
Nice. Wait, boys.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League. Intel, the official computer processor of the Overwatch League. And by T-Mobile, America's fastest network ever.
Is eviscerating the back line right now.
Here comes Agility. He's got the Dragon Blade out.
Done and dusted. Philadelphia Fusion sweep.
There's a shot. Oh!
Valiant keep on moving.
Thrills, spills, kills and explosions right here at the Overwatch League, ladies and gentlemen.
So yes, in that video you heard the Philadelphia Fusion, they swept. Well, not today. Not today, Hex. It didn't happen. They weren't able to secure that 4-0 clean sweep that they needed to make to the playoffs, but they are still working out the kinks with this roster. The fact that Carpe isn't playing right now.
Yeah, there's something that they have to kind of work on too, and it's their mental bounce back game. If you remember like the kind of hangover game they had after they lost to New York and that sweep, you know, the Super Bowl hangover.
Okay, like where are we going here?
Yes, no, exactly. No, it's a sports term, I swear to God. It's also another term, but that's neither here nor there.
I mean, we have it there.
No, after like a really bad adversity against them, they just didn't show up the next day, and it looked really bad, and then they got rocked pretty badly. So now it's a matter of, can you bounce back from this? They're kind of an emotional team in that aspect. Agility is going to come in for soon, but on the other end of things, Philly needed the sweep. The Valiant are second in the league in sweeps, behind only NYXL. They've swept teams 10 times this year, so they're very possible of getting on that train and just running over a team.
They have all the tools necessary. I mean, Neptuno, we've been singing his praises forever now, but he is still one of the all-out, standout Mercy players, or support players, baseline support players out there, and that is a necessary rock that you need in order to build a solid roster that will get the work done. So, I mean, we've already seen him going off, at least in the first map. So, going into Numbani now, the home of inventive, clever defenses, but also super sick offenses.
Yeah,
it's gonna be fun to see what we got in store for us here.
Offensively, I was looking at some of the stuff that Valiant does, and they run dive, but with ground supports, which would be a Lucio and a Moira, so no one's going to be able to get up there. And the interesting thing that they did last time, and doesn't necessarily know that they're going to do it this time, they did a fake dive. They all hugged the wall all the way along the railing. They jumped up towards the railing, but intentionally missed it, went down to the ground, and then started hugging that railing. So now everyone above doesn't have the angles to really shoot down onto the ground, and they force that fight on the ground. So it was interesting. They ran dive composition, but it was kind of a rope-a-dope kind of thing. They were, I'm coming in, no, I'm not, come down here. And then they fought him on the point. So it was really interesting. We'll see, based on the supports, what kind of composition they're going to run because of it. So it seems like they're going to queue into the same type of thing. Maybe agilities will run this far. I think it'd be terrible with these supports. So yeah, it is going to be full dive with ground supports here. So they're not necessarily going to leap up. You might see the scoop from space go up on the bridge, knock people down to where they can fight.
Yeah, that is something that you've been pointing out recently. Made it very clear that it is a viable strategy. You get that diva up there, you knock the supports off. And
you hug the wall, and then you quasi-dive. There it is. There's the big dive, and then you hug this wall.
And now you're going to force them to get in here. Now you're in this room. How are they going to deal with it? Well, agility he's already dead, so that's not going to help things
There's
here.
no res.
Yeah, with no res possible, Moira Lucio, you got no mercy.
Still got Bunny. They don't have any supports now on Philly. Can they scrap this one out?
Oh, man, Fraggy right now. Bunny knows who he wants to get rid of right now. Big target, farm up that pulse bomb. He's already at 95%. Never mind, he's already got his pulse. Eventually, they will remove him from the point, but...
Cuss is staying on here just to hope he get a tick, but he will be escorted off the point by Snillo, who is now on the cart. Look, Philadelphia has no lack of DPS players. Carpe, Snillo, and EQO are 7th, 8th, and 9th in the league for final blows per 10 minutes. Shadowburn's actually number 2 on that list as well. So they have 4 of the top 10 people in final blows in the league when it comes to DPS players.
Shadow who?
Exactly.
I think he got all burned out. I don't know. We haven't seen him in a while. Maybe we will in this series. That would be interesting. EQO and Snillo, though, they're the ones occupying the DPS slots. Oh, well, again, very deep dive coming in here from the Valiant. Bunny really trying to end Neptuno. It's not going to happen, but they will pick up that 1 tick of progress. As Poco does get space. Primal is out, however, and that is going to make things interesting here as EQO decides to get into the fight. No sound barrier there to mitigate the damage from the blade, and so he will finally pick up a blade kill.
They force some ults out of them, but still it is Snillo going to work. A double pulse bomb kill finds agilities and fate. And offensive push is over. And on Numbani, we're down to about 2 minutes. You probably have about 2 minutes left. But the benefit of running this Concept Lucio is sometimes he can squeeze in another push. So they've had 2. Maybe they'll get 4. Some teams only end up with 3 actual pushes on a Numbani first.
Just so much time. That was a nice one. Nice thing. Why that Lucio comes in handy. We're not going to have him anymore, though. They've changed it up. You get that speed boost in, you taxi everybody.
They also want Resurrection as well. I mean, they've been dying first most of the time. If you have res in that situation, maybe you can still equalize the fight. So there's trade-offs between a Mercy and a Lucio.
Abilities right now. It's kind of hot water here. Snillo is not letting up. Definitely got a bone to pick with him. On the high ground, though, they are making progress. There we go. Poco finally touches a robot foot onto that point to contest it a little while longer, but never mind. They're giving it up.
Another second tick for free while they wait to regroup. Now they re-engage.
This is going to be clean. You see it's right on the edge. Agilities finds 1 kill, but EQO dashes through. It is going to be Agilities getting canceled out by this trance. The res bold in his face, and that's going to be Poco getting a fresh mech off the back of that. Will eventually get the kill on EQO, but that's again Los Angeles Valiant getting hard reset here.
Fresh mech and a kill off of that. The Poco Bomb Deluxe right there. And Philadelphia's defense looks very good thus far. They're not stacking support ultimates, Boombox, Transcendence, but now they're going to have Valkyrie for the next fight. Valiant is stacking ults as well, and it's going to be really important for Kariv and Custa to stay alive. If one can stay alive, the other should be able to, and they'll have both support ultimates. Neptuno preemptively Valkyries this fight.
Not going to mess around. Wants to get the early advantage. Sure enough, that's going to lead to Kariv getting caught. No trance. Custa not going to be able to get that res off. He gets nailed by Neptuno again. The Battle Mercy.
Those 2 needed to stay alive. Neptuno kills Custa, then res EQO. He is so fun to watch. If you're a Mercy main, by the way, go ahead and check out Neptuno every chance that you get. Last push here for the Valiant onto Numbani. Both support ultimates available. They used everything else.
Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot, but we will see. Both support ults can make the difference. Like a smart trance. Oh, look at this.
Check your corners.
He set the trap. Exactly. These guys, they haven't played enough CS. They need to check the corners at all times because that's what can happen. Snillo, though, will lose out to Kareev, so there's an opening kill. That's not exactly a great res-able position there for Neptuno to get into him. So it will be Neptuno darting around, getting the res out, getting the heals out, more importantly, and working his way up to the Valve. Boombox still holding on to the trans, only just now getting it in here, hoping to turn the tide.
A very patient Blade comes out. EQO finds Cousin Kareev down. No more healing. But Agility's tit for tat on the Blade, on the Genji.
Back and forth. Dropping low, though. Poco doing the best that he can here. He's alone on the point. The focus, the attention of 3 players, now just space on him. He is going to get removed, and it looks like they will be able to roll this point over. In overtime, the Los Angeles Valiant will cap it, and we will get progress. They have 2 minutes and a half. See how far they can get with this payload.
That was quite surprising for a bit. It's one of Valiant's better maps. They're 7-1-1 on Numbani thus far, and they were struggling mightily there. Finally bank up the ultimates to be able to push it through. And actually that engagement in the lower level there probably was the important part of that. If he hits that pulse bomb and Kareev's out of it, none of that goes that same way. Instead, Kareev is the one who gets the kill, and as you mentioned, in unresable position, going into that fight 6v5. Now the next fight begins. EQO starts it off with some vengeance on the Kareev.
Oh boy. Costa, yeah. Costa's under pressure right now. He was getting focused. He does manage to get back up. And while he will get that res off on Kareev, so all 6 players once again alive here for Los Angeles Valiant. Fate getting brought back, topped up again on HP as well. So this is going to be the back and forth here between both of these teams, each one looking for a weakness to exploit.
I do believe that the weakness they're trying to exploit, although I wouldn't call it a weakness, just the main target of this for Philadelphia has been Kareev. He has died 6 times so far on these dives, really trying to take it to him and make sure that they fall apart without that Zenyatta. Without a Zenyatta in the dive mix, that's no orb out, means all those targets are longer to kill, and that could be the difference between one dive winning versus the other. We do see the dive mirror match on both sides. Snillo is so sneaky. He's the sneakiest tracer in all of Overwatch. He's always behind the team in weird spots, always crouching so you can't hear him.
Oh, he's really trying to mess with him now, but unfortunately... Oh, he could get the follow-up on Fate. Nope. Not fast enough. The bubble there to save Fate's life. I mean, yeah, Snillo, he's so sneaky, but he needs to actually make one of these big plays work here, because that would be monstrous. Instead, it is going to be the Los Angeles Valiant stabilizing. Fraggy throws himself in there. He is hanging on the edge. Barely makes it out alive.
They're getting kind of camped right now, too, and the next step in this camp would be to start setting up onto the high ground on the other side, because at some point, the Valiant are not going to be able to take this main exit. They're going to have to go around, all the way around back. This is a strategy we've seen on Numbani. Some teams get camped on the point. Fraggy's going to pop the Primal as well. Only 20 seconds left.
I'm loving this expression coming in here from Philadelphia Fusion. Imposing their will. They will manage to... Well, Fraggy's just going to kind of run out of gas there, unfortunately for him. 10 seconds left, and Los Angeles Valiant still waiting in spawn for everybody to group up. Are they going to be able to make it happen here? Now they're not allowed to leave the payload. As soon as they are out, overtime is on. Now there's no backing up.
EQO and Snillo are behind them right now. Snillo goes down. Kareev takes him out yet again. It's been EQO who's been the pain in Kareev's back, not so much Snillo so far.
EQO, he manages to narrowly avoid death. Bunny deciding to back off and get back over here with his team. And Poco is gone, so progress will get made here on the payload. They need to keep it together here, Philadelphia. They give up the first point in overtime. They cannot give the second point in overtime here to the Los Angeles Valiant.
Yeah, it's overextending to sending both of your DPS in the back right there, and I think Kareev was just able to sniff it out, kind of, well, that wasn't the best volley I've ever seen. But Valiant have banked up ultimates as well, so they can very easily take this and get a little extension on second point.
Say, Discord's out immediately. Gonna make it a bit more difficult there for Poco to survive. Poco playing it carefully though. He's got his teammates there to back him up. He will eventually go for the self-destruct, right? The lob right over onto the point. Not gonna drop low enough, unfortunately. Will find no targets. And there's the trance getting thrown into the fight here by Boombox. It is gonna be EQO now. He gets the dash kill onto space to kick things off, looking for a follow-up target. And there it is, Agilities with the blade of his own finds Boombox.
Yeah, 3v3 happening on the cart now. It does seem like the Valiant have the better numbers. Neptuno was forced all the way back. Try to get back to his team, and they will get second. Add another 90 seconds onto the clock. If they push this one home, it may very well be an overtime yet again. Philadelphia's got to find a way to finish. You set up the first point, you put them to overtime, and then set up on second point. You're spawn camping, maybe overextension by the DPS. And it has cost them a very winnable situation on this map. Space coming up, gonna give a little bit of drive-by right there. Bunny still lurking in the back. The Bunny versus Snillo fight has been hilarious, by the way. Neither wants to lose it, so neither has really committed to it.
Yeah, it's uncharacteristic. I mean, it feels like Bunny would be the one to just kind of throw down willingly. He's got DQO very low. He will get topped up again here by his healers. He's looking for the different angle. He's got the wrap if he wants it, just because of that pulse bomb. Could go for the dart in.
Trying to follow around his tank right now, but they're just taking the free progress. If they're not going to stop you pushing the card, then just push the cards. Objective-based game. Oh, that's huge, though. Snillo gets himself, too.
That is there. There it is, the big play with the help of Fraggy as well. The backline dead here for Los Angeles Valiant. 20 seconds on the clock here for the Valiant to push it to the third point, or at least make a little bit more progress here as the payload is starting to back up. With no presence here from the Los Angeles Valiant, it's not really going to work out. They need to get in here.
Super late DMAC from Space. He has to go back to spawn to switch. Luckily, I don't think he had all of that much progress, but it's hard to tell. Didn't notice what it was until he got DMAXed. They are going to be able to touch the card. Fake gets in here.
Nicely done there by Fraggy. Eliminates that pulse bomb threat. Will get brought back up again here by his Mercy. Neptuno has got the wings out right now, keeping everybody topped up and nice. And it is going to be, who is going to make the first mistake here that will allow for the kill? Agility still chucking shurikens in. We will have the self-destruct out. Trance is getting thrown in here as well. That's going to result in Space getting DMAXed by Poco.
Reeve does finally get it. Here comes a blade out from Agilities. Can he have a hero blade? This is what he's known for. 2 kills on the supports. The flashy play of Agilities yet again. Agilities and Bunny have won this map for this team so many times. And Bunny adds himself another one.
This is unbelievable. Most of this in overtime. All 3 points capped. Will they be able to make it out in time? Boombox swapped over to the Moira, but he's not able to fade in. Most of that in overtime.
Los Angeles Valiant and Numbani Heart Attacks. Name a more iconic duo. My goodness. They play this map so close all the time against who they play. I can't believe that's disheartening for Philly. That is absolutely disheartening. They had them dead to rights on multiple occasions, unable to find the last couple of kills, the last closeout that they need. Valiant just with the heart of a champion right now.
Was it the first point? Overtime. Second point? Overtime.
Third
point?
Spawn camped overtime.
I know what? How does this even happen? Well, Philadelphia, that's exactly what they're wondering right now. How does this even happen? Custa getting caught off guard there. Bit of a surprise. They'll get zeroed in again, no problem at all. And we will be getting into the second half of this second map. Keep in mind, Los Angeles Valiant, they're in the lead in this series, 1-0 on maps so far.
Yeah, it's hard if you're in Philly's situation because all the stakes are essentially gone. And now you're playing for the series win, and yeah, that matters, but you're also looking forward to, you got a week off, you got to regroup, you're going into the final stage. Do you have the mental fortitude to fight through that and play hard? Because it seemed like a few small missteps here and there may have cost them that, and then to have that happen, that hurts. It just hurts.
Well, don't worry, Hex. I mean, they've got a barbecue. They've got a nice pool at their place.
Yeah, they do.
Play some ping pong. You know,
that's right.
It's going to be a nice sunny week here in Los Angeles.
Go home, get some comfort food from Chef Heidi.
Yes, from Chef Heidi, exactly. Catered. Best food. And, well, there you go. Philly Fusion, they'll bounce back.
I would like to see them bounce back in this set, though. That's the thing. I do want to see, because last time when I saw them kind of crumble after a big letdown, it worried me a little bit. You got to be tougher than that, especially if you're going to represent Philadelphia. Philadelphia's sports teams are all about toughness, grit, and determination. You got to show up for your city.
Let's see. They're going to have the opportunity now. It is going to be full dive. No messing around with ground healers here for these guys. It's going to be Boombox and Neptuno on their strong suits. And so, moving together, straight up the gut by the looks of things here. Poco taking a poke on the high ground. Will decide to give up and back off.
Fraggy's found himself a target in the backline. All alone is Reeve. There is some peel back there. Will get punished for it, but I think that's a trade that you're willing to take.
Yep. And Fraggy, that's pretty much why he's throwing himself in there. Now Poco, they're just going to be able to continue capitalizing on this here, Philadelphia Fusion. A kill on Fate. No main tank now here for Los Angeles Valiant. That's going to be very difficult. Custa will attempt it. Custa will get covered here by his teammates as well. He will bring back Fate. He does get the res off, but he loses 2 in the process. Both of the DPS now dead here for Los Angeles Valiant.
I love Snillo and Fraggy playing together. I think they have this great synergy of like, you can't do that. No one would do that. The madman. And they go in, and you're like, why is Fraggy jumping? This makes no sense. He's like, oh, typical Fraggy. You didn't know that Snillo's been behind you the entire time calling it. You're focusing on Fraggy, thinking that he's jumping in because that's Fraggy's nature and that's his style. But then Snillo plays into it, and he's like, no one would expect that a Tracer would be here. So Fraggy's in your face, all of a sudden Snillo's behind you. It's such an unorthodox duo, I would say.
You gotta get Fraggy a win here. That is gonna be what it's all about. And he looks dead serious right now, focused on the goal. And they are definitely capable of bringing it back. They are making great time. 4 minutes, 50 seconds on the clock here to get it to the second point. Agility's going for the hack and slash, not quite gonna find it, but his teammates are a little bit more successful.
A couple of kills in the back line, now everyone retreating, and I wonder, is this just what we're going to see on Numbani from now on? Just a straight-up spawn camp? It used to be you hold it right around this corner, where right to their shoulder of Agilities right now. Lately, teams are saying, you know what, I guess if we spawn camp, we could probably hold up there too, because we've seen several spawn camps on Numbani lately. They will give them some space, though, finally.
No, that's actually giving them the space, the room to breathe and to organize. It allows for time for Snillo to miss a pulse bomb.
You miss every shot that you don't take. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
There we go. Words of the great. Get down. I mean, yeah, he didn't miss many shots, Hex. Just like Gretzky stats. All right, let's get into this though. EQO now. He's got the Dragon Blade. What are we dealing with on the other side? We got Kareev with the transit, so he's probably gonna be waiting for Kareev to feel the heat. Decide to get that AoE heal going so that he can get in there with the blade. EQO damn near dead, hanging on by a thread, and Kareev will get the trance out, ferrying everybody back with him. But now EQO, that's going to open the door for him to get in here with the blade if he wants it. He's trying to spot out the squish.
Might not need a counter transfer. Boombox gets him in, but there's a blade from Agilities. Agilities will get Boombox the moment it fades. My goodness, it is feast or famine with Agilities quite often. Lately, it's been feast. The man has amazing blade efficiency, so good. I mean, when his Genji is on and the team is playing around it, it is a thing of beauty. It's one of the best in all of Overwatch.
It's what, showmanship? He decides, hey, you know what? It's been slowing down a little bit, guys. Here, let's get that blood pumping again.
I mean, he's got 12 Dragon Blade kills this map.
Yeah, no, the guy is a beast. Now we just need everybody else to follow suit here for the Valiant.
I mean, just put it in perspective, EQ on the other side has been playing about the fairly amount of Genji as well, only has 3. That's huge. That's like 2 teams worth.
Yeah, EQ has been struggling a bit. Oh, here we go. Now he's going to get his chance because there is no trance here to cancel it out. He's having to run his way in. Oh, that pack burning valuable time off of this Dragon Blade only gets the 1 kill, but then the rest of his team has laid waste, and they will succeed in picking up the second point here at Philadelphia Fusion. 4 minutes on the clock.
I mean, it's the same effect, whether he kills 1 or 3 there. He's getting all the healing out of it. He's able to take Kareev down in the end, and the rest of his team picks up the slack. 3:52 on the clock for them to close this one out. Of course, if they close out with a good enough time, they will just get a crack at first point, while the Valiant will not since they finish in overtime. So very good win conditions still on the table for Philadelphia.
Absolutely, they've got the chance here. They are backing up, giving a little bit of ground, don't want to overcommit as Fraggy gets brought back to life by Neptuno. And now you approach the bend, and can you find the kill here to open everything up on this defense? Los Angeles Valiant trying to play it safe, allowing Philadelphia Fusion to get this free push. And there's the counter engage coming through now from Los Angeles Valiant. The wings are out for Custa. He's going to lead the charge here, get that chain heal in there, make sure that his teammates stay healthy. Gets the res off as well. Bold on Bunny, brings him back into the fight. That was right in the thick of things.
Bunny's the guy you'd always want to bring back into the fight if you're the Valiant. He has just clutched it out, especially on last point of Numbani several times. They have slowed him down a little bit. 2:57 still on the clock. Very good chance for Philadelphia to just be playing with house money on their second way around.
Exactly, they can have a lot of time. Let's see, Fate, it's going to be the Primal. Just going to be jumping around like he's in a bouncy castle. Every day's a birthday for Fate when he's feeling Primal Rage going.
Trampolines are fun. He gets in the backline, doesn't really get a whole lot done, and actually does not even separate the supports from it. So they just peel back, wait for it, kite away from that Primal Rage. And they get back up top. And Philadelphia can afford to wait and bank ultimates if they want. They can afford to do a whole lot right now. Might not need it. Boombox could throw in this Transcendence at any given time. There it is. Agility's going to have to wait this one out, but the blade should be popped the moment this Transcendence fades.
And
blade
sure
on both sides.
On both sides. Agility's already found the one. He's nearly got Neptuno. Decides to change targets. Going to go for Poco instead. Doesn't get the DMEC on Poco either. In the meantime, EQO finds Bunny with his blade, but there will be more green in the kill feed, and it will be round 2 complete. So in the thick of that,
Yeah, a mess of a fight happening there. A lot of confusion in the thick of it. They do get back to the point. Someone gets knocked off. 201 to take 33% of Numbani Point A hybrid map. Those are the rules. You finish in overtime, you don't get a chance. Philadelphia, worst they can do right now is a draw.
They'll be feeling pretty good about that. I mean, considering how things have panned out this series so far.
It's a nice bounce back for them to not lose the map, considering how bad their defense was unable to close out fights, unable to close out wins.
Poco just does not look amused at all about anything.
Tell us your read on everyone. I'm curious.
Ikio's just loving life right now.
He's looking happy.
Yeah, he's doing great.
I mean, that's how you look when you have a great hair day like that.
Who could blame him exactly? Why do you think Cool Matt's always smiling? Naturally. Hex, you're onto something here.
Exactly. I think teams need to invest in a house stylist, house barber, if you would.
Now that would be fantastic. You know, and then just bring newspapers back. Just go the distance.
Hey, man, it's an old adage. Look good, feel good.
Yeah.
Look good, feel good.
Sit there in the morning.
Everyone knows the feeling of like getting that new outfit, you know, getting it out of the bag all ready, get dressed to the nines. You're like, I feel better than I've ever felt.
Yes, I am going to be feeling pretty damn good tomorrow. I'll tell you that much, Hex.
That's right. You get to dress in your duds. Playoff duds tomorrow.
Finally. All right. Let's get into it. It is going to be Philadelphia Fusion, minutes and 50 seconds for the push. They need one tick here to pick up a win. Worst case scenario, they draw. So it's on Los Angeles Valiant to hold it right now. Let's see what they're capable of as Space is already trying to occupy the high ground. They eventually will get forced off. Fate decides to join the party though. And well, just a little bit of the poke and prod coming in here from Philadelphia Fusion, trying to figure out where they can get onto this point. Start having a presence. Snillo forcing Bunny dangerously low.
Yeah, that's what they have to do. Just put a body on this point. Force them to fight your game. And the onus is on them. You can't just let the defense chill up here. You can just put it on the ground. They're going to D-Max Space, who was the only one on the points. And now they're going to cause a cavalcade of Valiant to come flying in. But that's all the kills in the world. Philadelphia knots it up at one.
Sick performance from Philly, keeping it together, the clean offense on Numbani. Considering some of the performances we've seen on Numbani in terms of defense, it feels like sometimes that point A, it's impregnable, but not today, not the case for Philly Fusion. They had a game plan, they stuck to it, they were able to execute, and they will tie up the series 1-1.
They got to keep their eyes on the prize, even though it's a consolation prize in this case, which would just be yet another Overwatch League victory. We're going to take it to the half and see what the desk has to say.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places.
The Philadelphia Fusion can't make the playoffs for Stage 3, but they can still win this game as we are tied 1-1 at the half. The LA Valiant made quick work of the Fusion in Volskaya, thus eliminating their playoff dreams. But still, though, we have a
get the overall playoffs. We gotta consider as well.
Exactly.
You need to win matches, guys. We
at least did not, or they took Numbani as a really reaffirming sign, because I was very worried what you said was true was going to happen, which is that they lose the first map and they collapses right away. So I'm glad to see that Philly's definitely.
But now they got a map, and then after that it will be a 3-1, and I will be right, as always.
Okay, well, let's just calm it down there. Let's look at the highlights for Volskaya and Numbani, starting with Volskaya. As we mentioned before, Philly needed to come into this matchup hot. Yeah. They needed a win, and that didn't happen.
That didn't happen at all. EQO on the Widowmaker, he didn't really turn up at all. It was a bit awkward. I stood in here in the crowd, and we looked at EQO just missing shots, a couple of shots, which he should have hit if you want to win this game. But instead it was Soon who turned it up, and not with blazing pace, but I mean, you got there 3.5 minutes to go. That's a pretty good time on Volskaya Industries, of course. So Philadelphia Fusion, they couldn't really keep it up either on their attack.
So I think something that ended up happening was also that Philly just seemed very disjointed when it comes to the fights that are happening. Philadelphia Valiant loves to put the fight to you, and so it turns out that Philly just ends up using most of their reses on the Winston instead of going for resing your Widowmaker, whatnot. That actually won that push, by the way, because look at agility. He was just 2% to a Dragon Blade, and while he has had a really high impact on the Dragon Blade, I'm very surprised to see Philadelphia's choices with their transcendence regarding agility to Dragon Blade. It's not so much a matter of trying to counter it, but rather just utilizing it at the same time that Kareem does.
Or, I mean, I think you're right here, Crumbs. I definitely think you're right, but what if agility is that good?
So meta.
What if? Well, I mean, yeah. Is he that meta?
Hey man, agility is
setting the trend.
He's up there.
He's always been an amazing Genji. So.
Yeah. He has been, absolutely. But his Boombox has been an amazing Zenyatta this series. He has been putting Philadelphia on their back. Without him, I don't think they win Numbani at all.
Yeah. Now, any other players, though, reinforce that you want to highlight? I know you're professing your love for agilities there. Anyone else?
Who do you know? I want to talk about space, and I'm not talking about Ri Jae-hong creates on his everyday professional career. I'm talking about Space, the player, on the side of LA Valiant. Calm it down, Golden Boy, calm it down. So this guy, I mean, the way he's playing this game, he's multitasking. He's taking care of Snillow's flanks in the backline, protecting his supports, but also supporting Fate. He gets so many kills on Fraggy this game. 5 of his kills on Volskaya were on Fraggy alone. So, I mean, just credit to this guy, the way he's been playing in this series. Because when you're facing a Tracer like Snillow, who keeps flanking around the backline, keeps hitting up your supports, you as a diva, you have to be very aware, and you have to defense matrix your Winston as well as your Zenyatta and Mercy.
Luckily for him, he doesn't have to be that aware, though, because the pulse bombs aren't hitting, so you don't have to worry about trying to even
But Tracers are deadly regardless.
Well, you mentioned Fraggy, and I guess this is an opportunity to bring out the Fraggy versus Fate in this game thus far.
Yeah, so this one was for Volskaya, and it was really lopsided. I mean, so take a look at the damage done, obviously, but I think what really tells the story for me is the deaths. Fraggy has 8 more deaths. That is pretty much a minute when you are not doing anything for your team, whereas Fate can provide 4,000 more damage block. That's a really significant number in these fights. Like, that actually makes a big difference. And on top of that, we can't really get it on a statistic, but Fraggy's getting a lot of the Mercy reses used on him. They have to blow trans to try to get into him. They try to find Fraggy when he's dying off on his own, and that just has to stop, and it did for Numbani, which is a really good sign. But for that first one, you know, you have to 4-0. You don't come out of the gate swinging like that.
Yeah, it's actually pretty funny, because that's a great segue into my illustration.
Because he dies and they have to burn a res to in him in the middle of nowhere? Probably.
Almost. But we'll get there, Crumbs.
Let's see it.
With just some wisdom from this illustration right here. So we're going to talk about how Valiant played this defense. I think this was amazing from them. They played this Sombra composition, right? And as the Philadelphia Fusion, you're thinking, okay, let's go to McCree and shut down the dives. Because usually what you'd expect is that, sure, Philadelphia, they're going to push up a bit, try to get to this point. We see that Fraggy is going to go for a dive into the backline, and so they can get some space on this point. That's the best word. I just love saying space. And so you would expect this Sombra now to flank around the side and hit up the backline of the Philly Fusion. Maybe he'll just invis and just go for the backline. That's what you expect a Sombra to do, right? And that's why Philadelphia picked this McCree to begin with. You want to flash the Sombra and kill her. But what the LA Valiant does so great is that you're going to see soon who is the Sombra. He's going to play so passive and never go past this line. He's going to play super defensive, and it just never gives any room for EQO to get any kills whatsoever. EQO needs to be the man of the hour, but because the LA Valiant are playing so passive, I mean, just look at this team. They're playing down here in the bottom, and they're not even leaving this space. So it gives no room for EQO whatsoever to get any picks on this McCree. And as such, they stall out this defense on Volsky Industries. They get the win here on this map, much due to the very patient and tactical play coming out of Soon. It's not a great EMP, but it forces out the Transcendence. But what can Philadelphia do with the Transcendence?
Not a great,
nothing.
That's 4 people hacking. That's the greatest
and
EMP.
they're doing nothing, Philadelphia Fusion. They're not capitalizing on the Transcendence. They get no value. And it's just spectacular Sombra, patient Sombra play coming out of Soon. I think it's a great tactic.
That was just a slow burn EMP there that they went, they fed right into it, essentially.
Well, think of how frustrating that must have been, though, because EQO is getting bopped in the Widowmaker, then switches to the McCree, and then the Sombra outplays him there as well. So the map.
And this was throughout, throughout. Not just only this fight. It was all these fights. Soon played very passive. Only got caught once at the very start. But apart from that, Soon played very defensively. That was nice to see.
And he had a phenomenal game, by the way, on Volskyo. Again, whether it was on the Widow, whether it was on the Sombra, like, he was just contributing so much to his squad. And it's just the evolution of Soon, man, having him come here in the Overwatch League. We know what this guy was capable of doing back in the days when he was in Rogue or Team France during the Overwatch World Cup. And now here he is, just really performing at the highest level.
Wasn't Soon much more. It was now.
Oh,
I need to stop. I'm so bad.
Oh, honey. Oh, honey. That's a terrible pun.
That's awful.
And listen,
it's my last match on stage 3. Just
as a person who is terrible at puns, I have to tell you, that was the lowest of the low.
Yeah.
You know, the pun is the lowest of the low form of humor, by the way.
All right, well, let's... Okay, well,
this is
moving forward to Nepal and Route 66. It's all about bragging rights at this point for the Philadelphia Fusion, and also for the Los Angeles Valiant. Going into the playoffs with a win in the Stage 3 playoffs would be huge for this squad. So we're going to find out who comes out on top. Nepal, Route 66 coming up next, and we'll catch you after this.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Sour Patch Kids. Sour, sweet, gone.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The Philadelphia Fusion and the LA Valiant are tied up at the half 1-1. And unfortunately for the Philadelphia Fusion, that means they are eliminated from the Stage 3 playoffs. But they are still in the overall playoff picture. And this match, it still does matter for them. The LA Valiant, on the other hand, they're already in. We will see them tomorrow on Championship Sunday. And one of the players that we will be seeing tomorrow is their star DPS player, Agilities, who actually is going to be doing an AMA tonight. So for anybody who has questions to ask him, like what really is his favorite burger joint, or if he plans on opening a museum with all the incredible fan art people making for him, you can ask him all those questions tonight after the matches are all done. Also, Boston, they will be picking who they're going to be going up against tonight. So you want to stay tuned after all of that is over. Anyways, guys, we got a whole nother half left to go, the last half of the Stage 3 of the regular season. So let's get back into it with our casters, Simler and Hex.
Thank you, Malik. Right here. Right here. There we go. Oh! Get the sound effect.
You know,
got the
you have
sound
to make
effect.
it with your mouth. Good.
Perfect.
That was a
Audio
travesty
on point.
yesterday. That was terrible what you tried to do.
Hex, why are you doing this to me, man?
You deserve it.
It's true, I do. I deserve every bit of it. I am an ass, and you will not be working with me.
Yeah, I think the question that should be asked of Agilities in that AMA is, when's the best time to use Dragon Blade? And the answer should be the moment you get it. I mean, it's the Brady Blade special. As soon as you get it, just smash Q. And, you know, get another one. It's they're not finite. You can get as many as you darn well please.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, just gonna look at Soon coming in for Bunny.
No, Soon is there. People can see it.
In his gamer glasses.
No, he's got the glasses. You know, it's better on the eyesight, so I've heard.
Yeah.
From many pros.
Eye strain.
Totally. Hashtag ad free. It is going to be Nepal, and yeah, you know, it's just like Agilities is basically just the Corn Berserker, man. Skulls for the Skull Throne. The blood gone. Yeah, piles up those skulls.
Agilities used to be mostly a kind of a Genji one trick. That's when he really came up in contenders. Then he started to add a lot more heroes to his repertoire. We're going to see his Pharah here, and this was something that he was forced to play on the old Immortals team, and actually had some decent Pharah. So they're going to run Pharah on the Shrine phase. Philadelphia will run a Pharah on some of these maps as well. It will be EQO looking to get some practice in on it, but I think Philadelphia is going to keep it simple. Keep it simple, stupid. KISS is a good motto to live by, and they're just going to run pure dive.
Indeed. What's worked? What has worked for them so far, and what they are capable of running with this current lineup with Carpe on the bench right now. So we'll see how things pan out here for the Philly Fusion, as they will be taking the fight to the point. It has become unlocked. Who will get first control? That's what we're about to find out, as Agilities is just chucking rockets in people's faces.
Gonna get a lot of pressure onto the point, but no bodies on it, and he gets a lot of damage. But all it's really doing right now is feeding into Philadelphia support ultimates. Pretty even across the board as far as the healing ults go, though. Still trying to put some pressure on the point. Philadelphia was happy to just take the point for free.
Dangerous situation there for Soon, but he will survive it for now. Agilities, he's just getting cut up, gets dashed through, gets hacked at the knees, barely surviving.
Yeah, now he's a while away as well. Just trying to get some damage going. I mean, there's really no one that should be able to pressure him, but they keep the Discord Orb on him. Boombox has played very, very well for this team in the first couple of maps. Philadelphia relying on him to continue the carry. 40%, both support ultimates just about online for Philly.
3 shuriken hits on a Pharah. That's not too shabby, EQO. Now let's see more here.
I don't know. Part of me is like, wow, that's amazing. Part of me is like, a lot of that's got to be luck, right?
What did you do with that, Hex?
Because I'll play Genji. I'm terrible.
Genji is one of those heroes where you just gotta have something weird going on in your head to understand how to actually play him at the level these guys do.
I mean, I got plenty of weird stuff in my head. It's just none of them translate into playing a good Genji. A couple of good kills, though, on for the Valiant. They were able to take down both tanks of Philadelphia Fusion. Now Neptuno and EQO fall. This one should be just about it, and that is a Transcend that is just meant to get a little bit more percentage on the point. If you get yourself to about 75%, you are one fight away. Agilities with a couple nice direct hits there.
Yeah, that was some slick movement there from Agilities. Quick move with the Concussed Mine, and now he's just going to go back to farming rocket damage. Cust is going to top him back up again, and we will have 8% and counting for Los Angeles Valiant on the point. Philadelphia Fusion going to be taking their time about it, though. They know. You've already pointed it out, Hex. They got the job done. They need to win one fight, and they should be wrapping up this first point here if everything goes according to plan.
Yeah, EQO held his blade a little too long in the last couple of maps, and it's one of the reasons they liked him playing over Shadowburn. Shadowburn was almost too patient with the blades, whereas EQO's debut was just slamming Q the moment he got that blade. He's been holding on to it for a bit now, just biding his time, waiting for that one decisive fight. Frag is going to pop Primal Rage to start it.
Yeah. See Agility's kind of hanging out here on the edge. All he wants to do is farm up that barrage. And he is going to get focused. Great job there from Poco. Catches him sleeping. Big pick onto Agilities to weaken the defense here for the Los Angeles Valiant. Although, as I say that, 3 kills coming through here for the Valiant. Fate, 2 kills. One of them a primal punch to the face, and Soon is there to capitalize as well. And so, Los Angeles Valiant, they lose Agilities, but that's perfectly fine. They win the fight hands down.
Fate gets another one on EQO. What a huge Primal Rage from him. And in the conversation of all the Winstons in Overwatch League, and boy, do we have plenty of them. Fate gets lost in the mix, but he should not. He is, in my opinion, probably the best player on this team as far as consistency goes. I think the Valiant will go as far as their tank line can take them.
Well, that's not going to be too far. You cursed him, Hex. You cursed him. Still against the ball side of Fate.
I'm so sorry, Dave.
The man is dead. Just to ponder what it means to be alive for a little while longer here, as it is going to be soon. Dancing about on the edge. Space has got his self-destruct. See when he decides to commit it to the fight. It could be right now. Yep, because he wants that fresh mech. Right on the edge. Nobody going to go boom, but he'll get that fresh mech to get back in this fight. And Fate, in the meantime, has found EQO. So a kill advantage here for Los Angeles Valiant. We're at 95% and counting. Philadelphia Fusion, they need to win this fight, but they keep losing players left and right.
Fate back in the mix. A nice turn, but last second from Agilities to not get rocked. What he does is Neptuno, when he's on the ground, pulls out the blaster. They are going to res Agilities, though, and Neptuno will fall. Good position here for the Valiants. Poco finds a late kill, try to bring it back for his team. Not going to be enough just yet. Members of Philadelphia continue to fall. Here comes that blade finally. Gets Kariv, but that is a post-match kill.
Look at where that kill happened, too.
Yeah.
If we actually had the video, it's just kind of like, well...
Yeah, we're going to have a replay of maybe not EQO's best moment here.
Like, all right, fair enough. Pad the stats. Pad the stats.
Oh, there's the res onto EQO, and then he just gets stuck immediately. Soon, that's straight up disrespectful.
Yeah, that's tough. It doesn't look as cheerful now.
Hair still looks great, though.
I mean, that's the thing. You got hair. All the other problems that kind of fall to the wayside. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was ridiculous. I didn't like how you just glanced at me like when you got hair. I still have hair.
You still got plenty of hair.
Yeah, for now. For now, I still have hair.
You got a good swoosh going, don't worry. So, it is going to be Agilities, though. Swapped it up on the Zarya now, so we'll have the energy, we'll have the bubbles.
Yeah, it's one of a newish hero for Agilities. He plays a lot of Roadhog. He's actually have a very good Roadhog as well, but Agilities continues to round out his pool. They, of course, have their Tracer specialist. Soon can play a lot of things as well, as probably more designated as their hit scan specialist, so Agilities is the everything else kind of guy.
Exactly, the man of many talents. The man of many abilities, as Agilities is already up to 50 energy here. Not the best bubbles to kick things off, but that one's going to be good. Nice, 86 and counting. Now he can really start laying on the hurt. Poco's going to get melted if he hangs around within range.
You start getting up to those 90%, and I start calling it the Ghostbusters beam because you're absolutely deleting people. Might as well be the eraser tool in MS Paint to swipe it over someone, and they are gone 95%. And look at that charge start to build in the bottom corner here.
Oh, EQO! Well, that was not the prettiest barrage, but hey. Costa Agilities right now doing the work. Soon trying to get something out of this, but he is going to get caught. The bubble wasn't off cooldown there.
He was waiting for it. It was so close. He was waiting for it. You saw him tracking right there and probably holding down that bubble button to try to keep his buddy alive. Not going to be the case there, though, but no worries. Here, Agilities has Graviton up. Fate nearing his own Earth Shatter. Those are enormous. It's going to be difficult for Poco to get a lot done. I think they're going to actually give some time for Agility's energy to go down. Poco's going to have to try to eat this grab, but it's one of Zarya's best matchups against a diva. You can't defense matrix the beam.
Exactly right. Cuts through near everything. And so Agilities, I mean, he's just been alive forever. He's got the graph online now. We've got the Shatter online for Fate. It's going to get fun here for the Fusion as they try to take this point. And there it is. Grab goes out. Not quite going to find everything that they were looking for. I mean, they find EQO and they get the DMAC on Poco, so that's good enough as far as they're concerned. And now Fate can go charging into the mix. just throwing bodies left and right.
It's why Graviton is my favorite ultimate in the game. It's the only thing they had to use, and they essentially won that fight off of it. Custa's going to throw in the sound barrier for good measure, but Snillo has the back of Fate. The Bane of Reinhardt is getting pulse bombed in the back, and despite all odds, Philadelphia is turning this around. They have to, 92% on the point. Valiant looking to close out this map.
Boombox, maybe not fully aware of what was going on there, decides to go for the trance when the fight was already won for his team, and so they will not have that ultimate here for the next fight. Los Angeles Valiant, well, they've already got Coalescence. They've got a whole lot to work with here.
They also have a Shatter, too, and we'll see if they group up, or they have to sense that the Shatter's there. Fate's been swinging through them, swinging away Merrill, and Fraggy's only got the bubble to really block this, too. It's going to be difficult to block, so they're just going to walk on the point and make them contest this, and make them walk into a Shatter. Soon's going to try to ferry them in that direction.
Yeah, sure enough. There you go, high value target. EQO is gone. Fogo, no self-destruct, joy for him. Snillo is alive on the point. Fate still holding on to this Shatter, and well, there's the Primal going into the corner.
The bubble's down. I mean, you could Shatter right now knowing that there's no bubble being able to be dropped either, but with EQO taking out space.
Oh no! Unbelievable! The timing of that mine knocks him up. That would have been a monster Shatter, and instead it's not going to happen, but Fate still winning through. The grab, you can count on agilities to turn up when you need them. Beautiful grab, sets up the clean sweep, and Philadelphia Fusion, they're struggling now. Boombox, he gets the trance back online, but then immediately gets bumped off of the point, and it will be the Los Angeles Valiant succeeding on the third map of this series.
Valiant treats you to a preview of the next competitive season. Reinhardt getting bounced around all over the place, but if you got a Zarya with your Reinhardt, you're gonna win some games. That's how I've been doing it lately. Give the bubble, get your back, get your energy up, and another grab comes through. Agility's flexing onto another hero. 2-1 Valiant going into map number 4.
Yeah, fantastic performance, as clean as it gets here from the Los Angeles Valiant on home turf here in the Overwatch League studios in Burbank. Philadelphia Fusion, they're gonna be hunting for a win here on the 4th map to keep this series alive and take it to overtime.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, America's fastest network ever. Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League. And by Intel, the official computer processor of the Overwatch League.
In week 2 of Stage 3, the Fusion and Spitfire were in a fierce battle in the tiebreaker on Oasis. After Philly gained 51% control, London used their onslaught of ultimates to take the point and the lead.
Yeah, grab is out. They're getting melted again with the self-destruct right into it. Carpe, Fraggy, everybody gone. Reset hard.
As London passed 90% control on the point, Hureg's Riptire eliminated Fraggy's Reinhardt. Snillo instantly responded by taking out Gesture's Reinhardt with a pulse bomb. It was then that Poco struck using his self-destruct.
Finally decides to throw the Shatter on Fraggy. Has the shield up. He's got a Shatter of his own as well, and Hureg will eliminate Fraggy. They're trading Rhines now between both of these teams. Oh my God, Poco!
Poco eliminated closers Lucio, Prophet Zarya, and Hureg's Junkrat. Philadelphia took control of the point and held on until they walked away with a victory.
Gets caught in the corner, nowhere to go. Moira getting low as well. Doshan has to dash back, but he's now the only one here, and it will be Philadelphia Fusion crushing the London Spitfire.
That right there was the turning point where Poco and the Philadelphia Fusion turned a sour moment into something sweet. Presented by Sour Patch Kids Candy.
Hello and welcome back, everyone. This is Zoe, and the LA Valiant are currently up 2-1 against the Fusion. And at the end of halftime, I had to talk to the coach of the Philadelphia Fusion, asking, where is Carpe? Why are we not seeing one of their star players being fielded on stage for an important match such as this one, where they really needed that 4-0 to get into the Stage 3 playoffs? And their coach, Jan, said it's actually pretty simple. He needed a rest, all right? He is exhausted, and they really wanted him to take that rest and get ready for the next stage. And as far as the playoffs are concerned, or rather the Stage 3 playoffs are concerned, he told me that they're not too unhappy that they actually didn't qualify, because they'd rather spend that extra day on practice or on just rest time for the guys to recoup and get ready for the next stage, as they do have their eyes on the big prize. They are looking to get that crown for Season 1. So let's see if they can make it happen. But first of all, they need to defeat the Valiant tonight. You guys think they can bring it back? All right, let's see. Map number 4 coming up right now.
Yes, it is going to be the map number 4. It is going to be Philadelphia Fusion trying to battle back here. They are at a disadvantage. They were looking a little deflated there, Hex. So, you know, do you think they've found a way to get back into this?
I just really think it's the right move to rest Carpe. You know, fish can die from stress. So you got to give them a break, make sure that they're well taken care of and rested. I used to own an aquarium, not anymore. It's too much responsibility for me. I can't deal with it. I was stressed out that they were stressed out, and all sorts of stuff was happening. Also,
that fish had that awareness.
Just an FYI, Bunny's coming in anyway. An FYI, if you want front row seats at the Blizzard Arena here on Saturdays, you better get here early, because our superfan Squash, you see in the front row, rocking the London jersey. I was driving in at 9:30. I'm always here early. He was walking to the arena at 9:30 a.m. We don't open the doors until about 12 o'clock, so you want front row seats, show up early. It's a big draw here on Saturdays.
Oh yeah, and tomorrow to boot, we will be having the playoffs here, guys. And so if you can make it down to the Burbank Arena, if you are in the LA area, be sure to come through, cheer for your teams here live in person. It is going to be Route 66, the 4th map in this series. Yep, sure enough. Rawhide. And it is going to be Philadelphia Fusion trailing 2-1 behind the Los Angeles Valiant. 30 seconds until the action kicks off. And as far as the defense is concerned, they're going for some a bit of the vanilla approach here.
Yeah, it's a little bit interesting stuff right now on the defense, actually. There's
oh, never mind. I was looking at the offense.
Yeah,
the defense. There's a Hanzo?
Yeah, but it's, you know, it's a little too early to call just that. I'm just happy that I get to see Snillo and Fraggy play together. Last time we saw them on this map, I think it was against Seoul, and those two just took over. I believe Doa described it as when sneaky meets crazy, and they were taking some of the strangest angles, the most aggressive dives. It was a thing of beauty. Also of note, let's see what EQO can do on the Widow. Of course, that was generally be Carpe's role, but so far EQO is going to have to step it up, and Soon has had some of his better performances on Route 66.
Soon a very capable Widow, capable hit scan no matter what. But so far, EQO hitting those body shots there. And there it is, the one that matters most. Soon, bullet to the face immediately. He's out there hunting, he gets punished for it. That's going to slow things down here on the payload.
That's unresable situation too, and they're just going to camp the body, make sure he does not get res. That is technically just a one fight right off that single kill because of where he died. Re-engagement's not going to take long though. Space looking to get a little dirty here. Bunny gets the backline, got EQO.
I like it. Bunny's like the older brother, you know? You messed with my bro? You messed with my bro? This is what happens.
And they got EQ. EQ got rested, taken out again. Why do you bring me back to life only to die again? Bait gets fraggy. There is no resurrection available. They're going to have to get kills. They want to bring this one back.
Oh, wow, man, this is getting chaotic. D-Matrix eats the pulse bomb, unfortunately, there. They're not able to. Somehow, Boombox and Neptuno survived that onslaught. Bunny, he had him dead to rights.
Really good peel there from Poco to keep both of his supports alive. Space going to get back onto Snillo, though. If you like good diva play, then you're in the right spot. Both of these divas have been peaking lately.
Yeah, no, they are excellent. Keep an eye, diva mains. And it is going to be Space and self-destruct online. Poco's got his as well. We'll see if Poco comes up with any heroics here to hold them off of this point. And yep, sure enough, self-destruct for a fresh mech. Poco should get the remech, and he does. Large part due to the fact that Boombox decides now's the time to trance. Guarantees that remech for Poco, guarantees the healing across the board, and Snillo finds Fate, but that was a very dainty self-destruct thrown right over the edge.
Could have lobbed it right in. Just get a little tap, tappy. Get it in. Boombox does go down, gets stomped there by Fate. Fate comes in, gets himself a quick 2. EQ is going to get 1, but it might not be enough as Fate's going to jump up here and zone everyone else out. It's Poco and Snillo remaining on the cart. Perhaps not for long, though. There goes Poco.
I wonder what Fate's sensitivity is. We need to do one of those set series with him, because he seems like he's got a pretty high sense for a Winston.
It'd be interesting to see how that works out, especially when he's in Primal Rage. Unfortunately, Primal Rage is very difficult to spectate without causing some headaches and mental and eye problems. Maybe if you have the gamer glasses, you could.
Yeah, exactly. That's why Stu's wearing them, obviously.
They're going to continue to push her. No ultimates on the board from either team. Fraggy about to hit Primal Rage. Neptuno about to have his Valkyrie up. Tanks will just go to the high ground tickle battle.
Saying hi to each other. Fraggy in the meantime. He was back there, will get chased away by Bunny. They're going to make some progress with this payload. Poco only just now going to be able to get in position to... Ooh, Bunny. Bunny, there we go, the one clip! EQO! There's the stick! No, it doesn't happen, and Boombox is there to save his teammate.
I mean, it looks like Bunny is in that position to get that kill, but it looks like a 1v3 actually, because the reaction time from the Philadelphia supports was ridiculous. He gets in on him, gets most of it, misses the melee, then goes for the pulse bomb. But EQO went down, Neptuno had him immediately in the beam, then the Discord comes down onto Bunny. That's a tough one.
So close. Each of these times for Bunny, he's not quite able to get the job done. And now, Soon is going to allow them to see through walls, but EQO is going to balance that out. Wall hacks around all over the place.
Snillo's going to the way back. Now thinks better of it. Snillo and Fraggy are off on their own little separate mission on the left side of this map. This is where they did a ton of work against Soul. They got a stabilizing fight on second point, then never let Soul come in. And these are where a lot of the big kills came in.
There it is.
Yeah.
No, oh!
Yeah.
The big kill there, Kusta gone. That'll slow things down for sure.
I kind of want to see if Snillo goes all the way around, go up the stairs, go through their cave. Fraggy will drop down on that cave point, and then you never know where Snillo's going to come from. He's scouting out. He's scouting out where the team is so that Fraggy knows where he can dive in on.
But where's the treasure buried, Hex? Where's the red X?
I don't know.
It just sounded like you're reading directions off a map. We're out there hunting for treasure. Tell me where to find it.
Someone tell me where One-Eyed Willie hid his treasure trove.
That is too easy. All right, 2 quick kills coming in for Philadelphia Fusion. And Los Angeles Valiant, well, right now they are definitely finding it difficult to push through here in the high ground.
This is the corner of doom that Philly takes away from people constantly. Fraggy and Snillo will always drop down in this corner. No one can come in through the center line there as long as it's guarded by a Widowmaker, EQO in this instance. So you can't go through the cave. You got to try to go lower. Then Fraggy's going to jump on you. Snillo's going to be there. They might try to go to the far side, which would be the attacker's right side, to the left of EQO right there. Just try to get in that way, but Snill's been guarding that as well. The defense from Philly on second point has been really fun to watch.
Aggressive defense, that's what I like to see. Getting in there with the proper decisions. Neptuno gets the wings out preemptively here for this next fight. Flying high, topping Fraggy back up again. Needs to get Fraggy and Poco in here to contest, and they will do so. Fate charging into the back line right now, trying to find EQ, trying to put some pressure on, but he's all alone. Still with the Primal, he will survive. He's got to be careful though with that Discord. Even with 1,000 HP, he can get melted.
Well, he's also being healed up during this time as well. Primal can be so good to try to get up to that ultimate, and that will get cussed at the last bit. They're going to pop Valkyrie as well. Valkyrie actually happening during that Primal Rage, I believe. They will continue to push and finally made it past the choke point of death against Philadelphia. Philadelphia's got a bevy of ultimates to work with, though.
Yeah, gonna be keeping an eye here on Snillo, playing the dance with Bunny. Does he realize? He does get spotted, and well, there it is, the collapse onto Soon. Good communication there between Snillo and Fraggy working together. EQO finds Soon once he's forced out into the open, and now Custis, the one under pressure, gets hunted down by Fraggy eventually, and Fate dead as well. Boombox finds him.
This is tough with only 20 seconds remaining. Philadelphia's defense comes alive even past this choke point, and they didn't really even have to use much. They used a Primal Rage, that was it. Now, how do you get past the Primate wall of Fraggy? They're actually just going to back up and play card here.
They're not going to even contest at the front point. They're going to wait for the Valiant to move towards them. So let's see, is it going to work out here for the Valiant? This is a must-win situation. Kariv knows it, gets the trance into this, trying to keep everybody up, trying to lead the way so that they can take the fight on the point itself. But the good delayed trance coming in from Boombox will give Philadelphia an edge. Kariv takes down Snillo, though. That's not going to help things here for the defense, and Soon finds the DMAC on Poco. There's the follow-up from Fate, and Los Angeles Valiant pulling ahead in terms of kills.
Some nice tank play here so far. Soon will fall to Fraggy. Meanwhile, Space on his solo mission, pushing this all alone. It is one man versus two. There's a pocket. Here comes his tank buddy and Fate trying to get some damage done. They're not really looking to hard engage this one if they don't have to, but now they will get into it because Kariv got Neptuno. Fraggy falls shortly after. In the 25th hour, the Valiant will take second point.
Once again, shades of Numbani, Hex. Shades of Numbani. Can't cut it much closer than that.
That's rough. It seemed like once they lost the choke control, that this area, which is a little wide open, Philadelphia not as controlled on that point, not as aggressive, having to fall back a little bit. So Valiant's doing a good job putting pressure on the carts, able to get themselves in a decent ultimate position as well.
Well, with EQO getting the infrared on, you can see Soon's instant reaction is to back off and not play the aggressive angle. It's going to buy a little bit more time here for Philadelphia Fusion to set up, but Los Angeles Valiant, they're playing this patiently. Kariv, under pressure, goes for the trance to stay alive, and his teammates are going to try and capitalize on this. Poco, however, will be able to dodge most of the damage. The follow-up there from that stick, and so he will stay in mech.
That was a wing and a prayer pulse bomb right there. He's like, there's a lot of guys over there, so there. He just ends up splitting the uprights between most of the team. I agree that you should just be whipping pulse bombs in. It charges so fast that you can end up winning a fight by accident.
Exactly. Well, Poco, whoa, Poco getting cut off here. This is a bit dangerous for him. He might get D-Max. There's no way out.
Come on.
No way out, but they can't get the kill in the end, can they? Poco will get the fresh mech.
That was just bullying. That was 2-on-1, shoving that nerd into his locker.
That was sick, and they didn't let him out either. Now we go into it. This is going to be the big push for the Los Angeles Valiant. Overtime now. No longer allowed to leave the point for an instant. Poco trying to take the fight, and he will get Soon. Space has got to be careful. Can't get too far away.
Space going to get Poco, gets his counterpart. Got to keep bodies on the cart now that we are in overtime. That's a huge kill from EQO with Custa out of it, and it's going to force the Transcend to really stay aggressive.
No, I like it. Yeah, exactly. They're going to go ahead and take the fight straight to him. They realize they're at a disadvantage. They need to get in here. Fraggy going to hang on by us for red. Gets that pack, gets brought back up to life. And while Poco is now going to be the one taking points, Space, there's only so long he can last here without the help of Custa. Without Custa there to top him up, and Custa only just now getting back into this fight, having swapped over to Lucio, but it's a little too late. It's not going to be enough. Kill feed fills with orange, and the Philadelphia Fusion will deny the third point.
Got it pretty far most of the map. It was looking very rough for them around second point. They got caught in that Philly choke, that aggressive style that they like to play, able to finally break out of it and get it a lot further than expected. As you mentioned, shades of Numbani. Philly unable to close out the map with those chances.
Yeah, that's also just some great determination there, some grit from the Valiant, not giving up when it comes to overtime, not caving under the pressure. So, countdown begins here. Both of these teams going to be swapping sides, obviously. You can see by the scoreboard there that Los Angeles Valiant, they're in the lead in the series. They need to get that hard hold here on the defense, and they can walk away with a 3-1 victory.
Conversely, Philly trying to force us to a map number 5, which would be Oasis. It's been fun to watch lately. I thought Space had one of the best Oasis games I've seen from a Diva. Clutched it out at the end for his team. Wasn't enough after all, but he got a couple, he had a self-destruct that got both supports, and it was overtime. He was able to get several kills when the numbers were not in their favor. Rawhide.
Right, so Kennedy's Rawhide.
You're going to see very standard lineups from both of these teams. Widow Tracer, the order of the day. There was a time where if Soon wasn't feeling it on the Widow, he would switch to a Reaper on second point, kind of mess around on some different heroes, but Soon's been, you know, it's been fine today, so it's been unnecessary. The Widow duel pretty equal. EQO getting the better part of it so far, but still 6 deaths. Space, the only person who's only died once in the entire server. His survivability has been super impressive, gets his mechs back a lot, always playing exactly where he needs to be. I mean, D.Va just have to be so versatile. Is it time to go? Should I go kill someone? Should I peel? Should I stay back? Should I play conservative? There's so many questions you have to run through your head inside that mech. Hopefully he's got a computer assistant in there, make it like a Jarvis.
With a British accent, of course. Not
of course.
All butlers are British.
All accents give you a +5 perk anyway.
Exactly. Charisma. A lot. I mean, I got a California accent, man. It doesn't get much more vanilla than that.
I have a Midwestern accent. That is the most vanilla.
Literally where vanilla's from.
I don't think that's true. Stu takes down EQO. They're going to try to res it up. They will get there in time. That res not on the table, though, is Poco. A vehicular manslaughter right there on a Fate.
Just runs him over. Leaves a nice stain on the ground that they'll be able to get out later.
Yeah, Valiant are falling back. They're waiting for the right moment to re-engage. They're going to give up some push, but if you go in now and you lose the fight, you're giving up second point anyway. So why not wait till you have everyone back and have this one fight where you're going to be at full force?
Exactly, all through the choke. They got the D-Matrix there to ferry everybody out through. So it is going to be point blank on Fraggy. Gets dropped low fairly quickly. Fate, however, is also taking the brunt of the damage right now. And EQO going for the big plays, and it gets rewarded with a kill on Fate. That's definitely going to hurt things here for the Valiant, losing their main tank. As Space gets demeched as well. The high HP targets. Fate is back into this, getting rezzed up. Good cover there.
They're rezzed up, but that means Space is not going to be in this mix, at least not in his mech anyway. Space going to be trying to get his Bunny Blaster going. EQO putting on a show right now.
Survives with 2 HP. And that sets it up here. Soon out of the fight, Space is gone. Bunny as well, and Los Angeles Valiant are caving. Fate, the last one to go down. Nope, Costa wanted to hold on to that honor, but it will be the first point picked up here for Philadelphia Fusion. 4 minutes and 40 seconds in the bank here to get the job done.
See if they can start choking out the Valiant like they were as well. But
it does sound like a move or something. Philadelphia choke.
The Philadelphia chokeout, yeah. Philly Joe with the chokeout.
Exactly.
It's more of a boxing city than a wrestling city, though.
I guess, but I mean, you punch somebody in the throat, they're not going to do a whole lot of breathing.
I mean, despite the fictional boxer from Philadelphia, Joe Louis was also from Philadelphia. Yeah, I mean, like, that's an actual boxer.
Yeah, I'm glad. Does Joe Louis have a statue? We just got to be clear about that.
Roll. Sylvester Stallone does. Anyway, they're going to get another shot from EQO onto Soon. He has been dominating this duel so far. Not necessarily even getting the full-on Pine pocket treatment either. Bonnie's trying to bring this back for his team, fully capable of doing so. Gets Boombox, but that's insta-res.
And the fight will continue now, though, although they are going to take it to the high ground. Nice stick there from Snillo. Removing one threat. Soon has not been having the time of his life so far on this map. Has died 11 times. That is actually a pretty brutal number considering the runner-up is 8 deaths.
It leads the server. Part of that is he dies and gets rezzed and then gets killed again. EQ knows a little bit about that. He's going to pop Infrasight just to see where they're going to try to reapproach from. It's going to be bottom right. They will give this one last go. They pop Valkyrie on the way in as well.
Self-destruct in the open. There we go. Great deny from EQO. Space will not be getting the remix. Key player here for the Los Angeles Valiant has been laid low. You will have Kareev going to the skies, managing to float through when he had that trance, so he was invulnerable.
My goodness, EQO with another shot, putting on a clinic. Misses a couple shots there, but it won't matter. They finish that kill off anyway. Of course, Neptuno comes in to finish that one off. Neptuno can't go a map without getting a final blow. I think it's in his contract somewhere. Guys, stall out the card. I don't have my kill yet. Coming in with the Caduceus.
Let's see. There we go. That's a spicy headshot, Fate.
Yeah,
not having any of that.
EQ just had to warm up. This is a very good Widow performance so far. Soon's going to stay on it to contest. it's really been, Bunny's been unable to get back there and deal with them. He's put a little bit of pressure on him, but just not enough. Snillo being sneaky Snillo.
Yeah, that should come as a shock to no one. They are going to collapse on us soon, though, so he's going to be in a bit of a tight spot. There's the stick, though. Kariv is out of it. Need to make sure that they camp that body, not allow Custa to get in for the res, and it's not looking like Custa will be able to because Snillo is relentless right now, just hunting him down with the help of Fraggy. Custa in danger of getting overwhelmed, and yes, Snillo will find him in the end.
I just love Philadelphia's play. It's guerrilla tactics constantly. They've got 330 to move the card another 10 meters. If they can even get a stall in now for the Valiant, that one kill might be good enough for them, especially with this Primal Rage. Fate doing his best to keep his team in this one and win out the series. Have to stall for 3 more minutes. They will be pushing them back. Bonnie finally gets that critical kill on the EQO, and that should send them packing.
That is going to reset it. Snillo backing off. And the rest of Philadelphia Fusion following suit. So wait your turn. It's fine. You've got 3 minutes. You've got to push it 5 meters. The payload, that is. So they are at the finish line. They just need to be patient and set up the play here. EQO going to allow his team to see through walls now with the Infocyte. Soon, however, balancing that out for his team as well. And so they are going to be evenly matched going into the next struggle here. Snillo goes for the stick, and he gets it this time. Not eaten by the D-Matrix. Not going to find a kill, however. The healing just too good.
They have everything they want here. They're going to pop Valkyrie here. Now, over the top of it, they're going to also use Transcendence. Not ideal, but Neptuno's Valkyrie was coming to an end. They have used everything here and gotten nothing out of it. Poco's going to look for something. That's a Poco angle. Everyone gets out of the way, though. Now some kills, though. His space will go down, both mech and body. And the kill on Costa might open this one right back up for Philadelphia.
Oh, that's going to do it, Hex. This is looking like a map 5 to me. They are managing to find all the kills that matter, and Snillo will ride that payload to victory. Philadelphia Fusion will tie up the series 2-2. We will get a map 5.
You know, earlier today, Crumbs was predicting, like, yeah, I think it does go to a map 5. And then Johnny's like, well, it doesn't matter because it has to be a 4-0. Crumbs like, I don't care if it matters or not. We're going to a map 5. And Crumbs happens to be right in this situation. I, for one, love Oasis, so I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. You get to see all sorts on Oasis. It's a good way to end it here in Philadelphia Fusion. They're looking to save a bit of it. We'll find out how it all plays out after the break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by Intel, the official computer processor of the Overwatch League. T-Mobile, America's fastest network ever. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
All right, welcome back from the break, everybody. Philadelphia Fusion, that's it, Hex. You asked, and they delivered. They lived up to the grit, the history of that city.
Gotta brawl it out, man. Gotta fight. Gotta take it down to Broad Street like a bunch of bullies.
Yeah, maybe the tape was a little loose on their gloves. They got it retaped for the 4th map, and got it done.
Yeah, I've always liked how this team plays. I mean, they are kind of scrappy. You know, they'll stay in there. They play weird styles, super aggro sometimes. And then, you know, how do you not like Carpe? We're going to Oasis, though, which means Agilities is going to come in for soon. That's largely because on these control maps, you want the option to run a Junkrat, a Pharah, a Genji. The projectiles really shine on control maps. And of course, you're not taking Bunny out. Bunny's now your new Tracer ace. Soon started as that, soon as it transitioned more into a, you know, just hit scan ace. Plays some Sombra, some McCree, Widow. That's his role now. So they've really figured out who plays what on this team. I think it's helped them sort things out.
I think it plays to Soon's strengths as well. He said it in the past himself. You know, he can play other heroes. He's always playing other heroes, and now he's finally getting the chance to show that he is quite a capable McCree or Widow or whatever you want to put him on, even a Reaper.
I mean, a lot of those Rogue guys, they just played what they played because it was working. They dominated the Western scene for quite a while, and they played just pure dive, and sometimes whoever they didn't need had to play the Diva, so like they were all trying to have their best performances so they didn't have to play Diva. I think AKM only played Diva like once or so. I think Nico ended up on the Diva more often than not. Nico was also a very good Genji, but that is neither here nor there. That is ancient history of Rogue. They've been spread amongst the Overwatch League teams, and we are headed to the city center. And now I have another wish. I don't think I'm going to get it, but my favorite thing in this entire game is when people get hit by cars. And that is the only possibility on this map that someone gets hit by a car. I think the hardest I've ever laughed in my life was during Contender Season 0 where Diva got run over by a car when this map was kind of new. And I think to this day, it's still the funniest thing I've ever seen in Overwatch. You'd enjoy it? You hate Diva.
Exactly. Does she scream, though, when she gets hit by a car? That's the question. More of a solid thunk.
I don't know. I was laughing too hard because I saw it coming. Anyway, they're going to roll out here. We have a McCree on the side of Philadelphia Fusion. That's because Agilities did come in to play the Pharah. Him and Custo will take to the sky, leaving everyone else on the ground. But he's actually pretty close with his team right now, so not necessarily going for giant flanks. EQO, no pressure on him. He's going to take looks to his left and right, making sure that Bunny is not going to be there. Bunny can come from any angle.
Exactly.
Speaking of any angle, Snillow's behind Kareev right now as well.
Yeah, Snillow's also the one where you kind of got to look over your shoulder and just wonder, because if you're wondering where he is, he's probably behind you, ready to go for the flank.
Paranoia is a powerful weapon, and both of these Tracers try to employ it against the other team as often as possible. Still bloodless so far, still captureless so far. This is kind of how it happens on City Center. Hard to take the point, hard to take it back.
You need that decisive win, but with well, both of these teams, the healers have been on point. It's going to be so hard to figure it out. But, you know, as I say that, Snillow is there. 2 kills. Opening it all up here for Philadelphia Fusion. Make that 4 kills for Snillow. Poco finally chimes in. And you make it. Oh, come on! All right, well, we got the body there at the end.
It's not the same. Snillow, it's the Snillow show right now. He comes into town. He kicks us off with a kill onto Fade, who was already low health. Then he goes to town on the supports. Actually, I think he got Kareev before this as well, before that clip even started. So Snillow puts on a display of Tracer. 5 eliminations, 5 final blows. Welcome to the Snillow show.
He doesn't believe in sharing, and that's perfectly fine. We're in America now.
Sneaky, sneaky Snillow in the back line yet again. He's looking for Kareev.
Oh, buddy, there is the chance, man.
I don't know if he saw him. It's hard to tell with the wireframe right there.
Oh, decides to just go. I mean, it's almost like an afterthought, the Pulse. He wants to try and get the 1 clip, and then if that fails...
Agility's deflected EQO's flashbang in his face and killed him with it. Bunny got fraggy. They're going to have to use the res on EQO as well. And now we're playing near traffic.
Just remember what your mom said. What did she say? Don't go.
No,
don't go and play.
She said, "Go play in traffic."
It was a dark time.
Go play in traffic. You're the youngest of 4. I'm done parenting. That was my life growing up. All right, well, they do flip it back over 7%, counting up. Now we're at 10%, 52% on the side of the Philadelphia Fusion. They've got Transcendence up and a Deadeye. Deadeye can be hard to make work. I would love to see another kind of weird thing in this map, which is a Deadeye up on the trampoline, up over the sky. You start the Deadeye, you walk on the trampoline, and you see what you can get up while you're in the air. We also haven't seen the platform drive-by Deadeye either. Perhaps those are bad things to do, and I'm just doing it wrong. Probably
many Deadeyes. But no, you're an entertainer naturally. That's the thing. It's fun as hell to just watch. those platform Deadeyes. It's the cheesy Deadeyes. Because the regular Deadeye is just boring. You're just standing there striking a pose, waiting for his picture or something.
Yeah, it's so hard to get control back of this point now, too. You're going to have to eliminate people from the high ground. There's all sorts of ultimates. A full 6 check marks for the Valiant here. There it is!
There it is! Yeah! And it works! Picks up Custa, nearly got agilities too. That was so close, but yes, thank you, EQO. A little bit of flavor there in the end.
Bunny's gonna get both supports with a false bomb, but it doesn't matter. EQO is my new best friend. That was amazing. Oh, that was beautiful.
That's all you want?
I'm so happy that happened.
I mean, listen, they lost the fight, but he won our hearts.
That was just amazing. And here's the one that we missed in the back end here. Bunny with the beautiful stick.
Oh, it doesn't get much better than that.
Floats into boombox. I mean, the stick on a Mercy is beautiful anyway, because that's non-resable. Can't res herself. Not an ability in the game yet. 85% and counting. Philadelphia looking to take control back of this point. Los Angeles looking to take the lead in our tiebreaker map.
Say, is it going to be the moment? Agility's kind of hanging around here looking for that opening with the blade. No boombox with a trance to stop him either, so he can't have a field day if he sees it. If they group up, it's going to get fun here. And there it is, sure enough, waits for the moment, goes in, going to go ahead and chop Fraggy to bits, and now he's looking for the follow-up. He's got Bunny there to help him out as well. Eventually falls to EQO, but that's 2 quick kills coming in here for the Valiant. Neptuno will res up boombox, but that means that he's not in here to keep his teammates alive, and Poco's feeling the heat. Poco somehow gets a remix. So close. Are they going to be able to get the job done, though? There are still bodies on this point for the Valiant, but they are outnumbered by the Philly Fusion.
It's going to probably flip back over. They do have bodies to contest, but I think they don't want to throw in any more. They know that they're at 99%. What's the point of contesting at that point? You'd rather just go in and when you have a chance to win a fight instead. So they'll fall back here, take stock of where they're at. They don't have a whole lot to work with, unfortunately. The closest one to an ultimate is Kareev. He's going to need it up because EQO also has Blade at this point in time. And the way that City Center plays out, this is going to be the final fight either way, right? 80%, it always takes super long here, so it's going to be a bit. Now Kareev's still trying to get to Transcendence. On the other side of things, Boombox nearing it as well. Philadelphia with an ultimate advantage across all heroes.
Indeed, that is going to be a stiff defense here. Already, Bunny rebuffed, getting backed up a little bit. They are going to get that presence on the point here, so it will be contested, but it's going to be a tied situation. 99 to 99. Who's going to flinch first? As Fate throws himself into the fight, goes charging into the back line, goes primal as well. Fraggy's here. They're trying to get the peel. They're sticking together here, Los Angeles Valiant. Kareev at risk of getting hit by a car. Goes for the trance to stay alive. Going to get back into this fight, and he's going to lead the way in.
Does the Primal Rage, knocking people about over into the traffic as well. A couple will fall. Here comes the Blade from EQO. Going for the Sky Blade, takes down Custa.
And gets volleyed to the face. That's what you get. Neptuno will get the res off, but then Agilities is the one. Both supports dead. Gets the cleanup. And well, the fight continues as there is still going to be 4 players alive here on the point for Philly Fusion, balanced out by the 3 for Valiant, but they are running back. They are rezzing up, and now can they get back into this? Can they survive long enough?
Space has to be careful. Space dash through. EQO is going to clean up that mech and Space as well. Meanwhile, Poco, I believe, got back into his mech. Custa's going to bring Space back to life. A beautiful volley on his Snillo as well. Welcome to Oasis, where maps never end.
Yeah, exactly. What a beautiful timing there from Custa to get that bold res off on Space. Key player back into the mix. EQO refuses to say die, though. Dashes right through Kareev, introduces him to death. Poco will get Team-X'd and will get slain, and now they are going to flip it. Overtime, burning down, and they're not going to make it in time. Philadelphia Fusion. They had a split second to contest on the point. They don't make it.
That was again Space. This is the map that he had one of his best performances on. He was able to drive through Poco, clean up the mech and the man. And that's a 1-0 lead. And we'll take a look at Agility's Blade, the Brady Blade incoming.
I mean, they were all in a room pretty much, right?
We'll see. That's why we have the reach. Got the box.
Yeah.
I will never be able to do that. I couldn't do that at half speed.
That was pretty clean, wasn't it?
Yeah. The best Genjis have this kind of spidey sense, which makes a little sense of like, I'm gonna go here, then I imagine the other supports here, that's my dash. And then it's always about getting those resets. Dragon Blade is nothing without mobility, so you have to pick the right target first to get that one if you want to start chaining kills together. Dash reset is such an important part of Genji's kit, even more so while Dragon Blade is active.
I'd say now to change the strategy, Agilities. Once again, we're not going to get the Genji anymore. We're going to get the Pharah instead. We get a change of strategy coming in here for Philadelphia. Fraggy going to be on his Reinhardt, and Poco not on D.Va, on Zarya instead. Taking a lot of damage here to start as well. But it will be the tank meta coming in here for Philadelphia Fusion. EQO will be on the D.Va here for Philly, and so lots of bodies on this point. Agilities, though, he is farming that barrage so quickly.
Fraggy gets taken out first, and that's got to hurt his heart. He finally gets to play Reinhardt, but they targeted him down. Meanwhile, EQO does a nice little flyby on Akusa. This one's not over yet. It is alternating colors in there. Agilities will close it out, though, with a couple of late kills. They will clean that one up.
What excellent work from Agilities.
This is the first map I ever saw him play Pharah on, and I was a little bit surprised because Genji's still good on this map too, because all these small walls, you can kind of come up and over, and there's a lot of different angles. The verticality helps out Genji as well, but speaking of verticality, when you can get up to the Sistine Chapel up there from Agilities, there's really no one on the ground that can deal with this. EQO's been fine at being anti-air blades, but Agilities really proved his own on Pharah on this particular stage.
Well, there's the barrage as they move through. Boombox not going to be able to cancel it out. He had Coalescence going, and so he dies instantly. 2 quick kills coming through, but they are balanced out. They're trading effectively, both of these teams, keeping it close. Custa is dead, but Neptuno is dead for Philadelphia Fusion. And so Agilities is contesting on the point. He's got Bunny there to help him out, as well as Kareev. But Poco's going to jump in, and EQO's there to dash through Agilities. Looks for the follow-up on Kareev, but Kareev wants to stay alive. He chooses life. He's got the trance.
Choose life. Choose liberty. Space still alive as well. It's still the problem that they're going to have to deal with. He's going to have self-destruct too. We're at 50% and counting up. Kareev will take down his counterpart as well as Agilities back into the mix.
And so they hold 60% and counting now for Los Angeles Valiant. And as far as the old game is concerned, they are in the lead.
I love how Agilities is playing this too. He's playing it kind of conservatively until they get some opening kills, and then he turns the firepower on. He's playing very far away so that no one can really pressure him at all unless Poco wants to try to get up there. And then when they get a couple of kills, he's down in the fray. Even that barrage from a mile away, he lives through it then.
Nicely done there by Snillo to get that sound barrier. There will be the pulse bomb attempts coming in from Bunny, not going to connect. Snillo dropping dangerously low.
Pack's not there. Pack control.
So
he doesn't think he can get back in. Well, actually, that pack's not taken.
Yeah, well, now Bunny's got control of it exactly. Gets tossed right back up again. EQO is going to be over here. And Agilities dies to a self-destruct that was on the ground. Custa gone as well, and this is going to be a hands-down fight for Philadelphia Fusion.
Oh, they needed it too. We're at 98%. Unless there's some heroics from Valiant, you will probably see them retreating. No point in trying to give your life for ticks that don't matter at 99%. And they will get out. They are 1 fight away from winning the tiebreaker here, 99%. Philadelphia, you know, they got off that tank, which is tragic because I love watching Fraggy play on this map, but they're going to have both DPS ultimates. The unfortunate thing is, and they had to, they threw in their ultimates that they did have in the last fight. So Los Angeles can have a small lead in that capacity as well. Agilities and EQO just poking at each other from the sides. Barrage is ready.
Barrage is exactly ready. He's just waiting for a DMAC on Poco. If he can manage that, it's going to open all of the doors here. As long as that D-Matrix is up or Poco can body block the barrage, it makes it very risky to use that ultimate. But in the meantime, he's losing his teammates.
He lost both supports. Yeah, there's no reason to even try to go in there. Just back up, continue to bank your ultimates. They're only at 50%. You're probably going to get 2 more fights. At the very least, you're going to get 1 more good fight in this mix. No reason to continue there after losing both supports. Philadelphia trying to send us to stage 3, send us to the Gardens. That's a huge kill. They're going to have to res that, or are they going to deny the res?
Oh, sick play. Agilities sees his opportunity, gets the follow-up, and he survives the barrage. Not every day you get to say that. EQO now. Like rocket to the face. Agilities snuffs him. And it is going to be overtime burning down here. They flip the point. Los Angeles Valiant will not quite pull it off as Snillo is still alive to contest the point. Buying as much time as possible here. Neptuno, Fraggy, they're just trailing in, but the focus fire is going to be so good here for the Los Angeles Valiant. They should not be surviving long, although Neptuno with the wings out is going to make life difficult. It is going to buy the time. EQO gets in, kills Kareev immediately with the Dragon Blade. Both of the Valks are burning, though, and this is going to make the difference.
Agility is able to knock Fraggy off the edge. That's unresable. Custa's bringing back Kareev as well. A small advantage right now to Los Angeles. They still have self-destruct in their pocket as well. Spaceman holding it for a long time because it's more important to keep people alive right now. Fate smashing people about. This one is going on for a while. Self-destruct finally comes out to close out the point. Your Los Angeles Valiant will win their final set of Stage 3, headed into the Stage 3 playoffs.
Go in the distance, all 5. And while it is going to be a success for them as far as they're concerned, defeat for Philadelphia Fusion, they needed to win this series 4-0 to go to the Stage 3 playoffs. That's not meant to be. We will see the Los Angeles Valiant competing tomorrow in the playoffs.
There were a lot of questions about this team coming into Stage 3 and the pieces that they added and were able to get onto the roster here. Space coming of age as well, I think, has been great for them. So they bring in Space, Bunny for them. They've looked entirely revitalized in Stage 3, and now you've got your second Los Angeles team in the Stage 3 playoffs.
All right, well, now let's go ahead and hand it over to the desk and hear what Golden Dad and the boys have to say.
That's right. Papa's here to tell you what's going on, because what's coming up after this is that we are going to have the decision. That's right. Boston will make their choice on who they're going to play in tomorrow's Stage 3 playoffs. But first, we're going to go ahead and break this down, because we had three... Oh, there you go. We have 3 riveting games, starting with Nepal. Man, this was just a back-and-forth series.
Yeah, and Agilities has played Farah repeatedly here on this Shrine stage on Nepal, and he's been so good at it, avoiding damage from the enemy team while just raining in these rockets. He has been so good in this map. And then we went down to the village. We did see the triple tank coming out. Faith, he earth-shattered some rooftops. That didn't end up mattering, and they got a 2-0 win easily here on Nepal. And we've heard Philadelphia say in the past, Nepal is probably their weakest control map, and so it showed.
I think part of it is that this is not the first time where they choose to go into the Farah matchup with the Genji Tracer, which is a bit of a disadvantage. You really need to make your ultimates count, especially those Dragon Blades, to make sure that everybody's taken care of, because the Farah is a ticking time, but she's just melting down everybody.
Yeah, and moving on to Route 66, we saw that EQO finally came to life on this Widowmaker. He isn't quite Carpe, but he showed before that he is really good at this Widowmaker pick, and he shut down Soon repeatedly on their offense specifically. Snillo also started to come alive on the Tracer. He didn't really hit too many pulse bombs throughout this series, but on Route 66 specifically, I think that Snillo put in a very good performance, and that's what he did back in the Stage 2 playoffs as well, right? So you could say this is the... Yeah. He has like home field advantage on Route 66. It's his go-to map, Snillo. He is so good, so agile on this map with his flank.
It's so unfortunate that today was the day where he was just being on fire in everything except the pulse.
I mean, look at
bomb.
this,
Like
this play. I picked out this play.
But he makes this sick play, right? And then he goes for the back one with the ultimate, but fails to hit the stick, and you would be criticizing. Why would you go for that play? No, you go for that. That's his style. It's just that he's not having the day to hit those. We have a nice little shot from EQ. By the way, he almost died here. Because Agilities hits the reflect, but it actually goes below. He dropped.
With the spin.
That was beautiful production.
Yeah, way to go.
Yeah,
way to go, replay guy.
Yeah.
Did it again. Did it again.
Yeah.
Okay. Like that kind of stuff. That's the stuff you live for. But yeah, and then we go to Oasis, though, and this was just Los Angeles Valiant.
Yeah.
That last fight, though, was actually kind of ridiculous. The fact that they were able, Philadelphia Fusion, to still stay in the fight, and then you saw it. It was like, oh, Eco has played. Time to push in. But then the Valiant still were able to stabilize.
Yeah, well, you're playing Genji versus Farah. It's hard to get up there and shut her down. So in the end, it didn't really matter. You got close, but it didn't matter in the end. There was
close.
Something
so far.
Yeah.
Wow. You know who was far away today as well? I think Boombox was far away, but he was very close. I highlighted him at the start to be the guy to take down the Los Angeles Valiant, and I think that he was. Final blows on Bunny. It doesn't look, because we don't have the comparison against Bunny, but to give you some context, in Numbani, he had 12 final blows and 7 of them were on Bunny. So he is just crushing today. Unfortunately, the whole team wasn't doing the whole thing, so he just gets to frag out, but without a win.
Big day for Boombox, and what we expect out of him, right? I mean, this guy has been a talked about player for such a long time now, so you want to see him shut down those aggressive DPS players when they think that, oh, I just have a squishy support in front of me, and then you just charge right in, and then oof. Yeah. That's where it's at. That's where it's at.
There's a pun here somewhere, but I'm not even gonna go there because I can't force it.
Fair enough. All right, well, let's take a look at our player of the match. Sponsored by Omen by HP, and it's going to be Soon.
And I know it might be a little strange to see Soon here, but Valiant had to win 3 out of the 2 games, and in 2 of those, I think Soon was incredibly instrumental. In Volsky, he shut down EQO like no other, and here again, he played Tracer and shut down EQO. So for being able to not only do his job, but destroy his counterpart, he gets a player of the game.
I think you just give it to him simply because of that Volskaya game as well.
No, you need more than one game.
But here's the thing, though. That was like a critical game that Philly needed to win in order to keep that run going. Soon just shut that down right away.
You killed their hopes and dreams. Here's player of the match.
Yeah. Exactly. So there you go. Player of the match, the dream killer Soon. All right. Well, that's going to do it there. That is your Omen by HP player of the match. Brutal, savage, wrecked. All right. So we've reached the end of stage 3. So let's take a look one last time at the standings and our 4 top teams. At number 1, we have the Boston Uprising, and then the New York Excelsior at number 2, LA Valiant, and the LA Gladiators. The West Coast is in the house for the playoffs.
But the sickest thing is that Boston got an undefeated run. This is the inaugural season, and already the record's been set. 10-0 has already happened.
Yeah, that's just crazy. I can't believe it. But now it's the moment we've all been waiting for, the decision. It's time to hear who Boston will pick. So let's go ahead, kick it over to Zoe, who's backstage.
Thank you, Golden Boy. Yeah, we know which teams are in, but we do not know who they will be playing against. So now joined by Hydration from the LA Gladiators, Costa from LA Valiant, and Sabyolbi from NYXL. I saw you guys talking already backstage. What's the consensus? Who do you guys think Boston will be picking?
I think they'll pick Gladiators. I think they played them recently and won 3-1, so I think they're feeling pretty confident going into that match. So unless they try and, mix it up and try and pick the hardest opponent first, I think that's where they'll go.
All right, well, there's only one way to find out. Malik, take it away.
Thank you very much, Zoe. I am here with Huck, the president of gaming for the Boston Uprising, and no, off-tank for the Boston Uprising. First things first, guys. You were able to do something nobody's been able to do in the Overwatch League yet. How does it feel to be the first team to have a perfect 10-0 stage?
Feels good. Feels good, man, for sure. Very happy with everyone on the team. I think we're all very proud of what we've done so far. We're just looking towards the future and want to, bring more wins.
All right, how you feeling about it, Note?
Ooh, I'm feeling probably about the same he is. It's kind of an honor to be part of this league, just the first season. And it feels really, really amazing to set a record this early.
All right, man. Well, the time has come. It is time for us to find out who you guys will be picking. Huck, I'm going to leave it to you because you're the president of gaming. Which team will you be facing off against first tomorrow?
Well, we don't have a warm-up tomorrow, so we wanted to pick an easy opponent. Picking LA Gladiators.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
All right, you heard it from Huck. Anything you want to say to that?
I'll see you tomorrow.
That's a fact. He will be seeing you tomorrow. Now, that means that you guys are facing off against each other. Costa, what do you think of your opponent?
New York's, been playing really well. They're obviously an incredible team. I think, they probably have looked their weakest this stage. We've been playing really well. So, we're confident going into tomorrow's match. We're going to have to beat them eventually, so we'll be there. All
right, now let's hear it from the NYXL Sabyolbi. What's the score going to be against the Valiant?
3-1, 4-1. 3-1. No one can really predict the future, but I feel like it's going to be either 3-1 or 4-0.
All right, the confidence, gotta love it. Well, thank you guys so much for joining me down here. It's definitely going to be a great stage playoff. But for now, let's send it over to the desk to break down tomorrow's matchups.
Now listen here, I barely know English, and I definitely don't know Spanish, and I definitely don't know Korean, but I'm pretty sure Sabyolbi didn't say that much. Pretty sure. Anyway.
What's Korean for I can't predict the future?
That apparently, because I don't know what that, anyway.
Yep.
That's just the life we live in, people. We just gotta accept it.
And we gotta give some props for Hydration. He was factual and gave banter by saying, "I'll see you tomorrow."
Yeah. No,
I'll be seeing you.
Well, also, can we just take a moment here, talk about the president of gaming, Mr. President, Huck, who just threw the shade.
Okay, that's not even shade. Boston is a sensible team. They do their research. They're just a very logical team. And so the most logical answer is going to pick the Los Angeles Gladiators. I love it.
But they're not that bad, though. They have Fisher, the most handsome tank in the league.
I don't know if your looks actually help you win.
Attractiveness a quality to win Overwatch?
Because if attractiveness is a quality, then I should have won every game I've ever played.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm adorable. Okay.
I love that. I love that. That was. I mean.
Yeah, no, that was great. That was great. We definitely need to do that again. All right, well, let's take a look at the schedule for tomorrow because it's going to be the Boston Uprising against the Los Angeles Gladiators, and then you're going to get the Los Angeles Valiant versus the New York Excelsior.
I'm not sure that the LA teams have the home field advantage.
I don't know. I mean, this is going to be a tough one. This is $100,000 on the line here, folks. This is going to be huge. Let's just, I'm not going to be here tomorrow, so let me get some predictions. Who do you think's going to win?
I think New York takes the whole cake.
New York.
The whole cake. The whole cake.
Yeah. The whole cake.
Yes.
Selfish New Yorkers. That's still kind of the way we are.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Jeff?
You know what? I think the Boston Uprising are going to take it.
Oh. Okay.
Undefeated 12-0, perfect stage.
Yeah, I like to believe in the dream. Yeah.
Oh man, I tell you what, if we end up getting a Boston-New York final with Boston having a perfect record going up against a New York team, it's happened once before, Huck. Don't repeat the history. Pretty sure people in Boston won't be very happy about that. But that being said, that's going to do it for us here at the desk. Everything kicks off tomorrow at 1 p.m. tomorrow, so you don't want to miss it. That's it for me. I'm out of here. Puckett's back tomorrow. I'll see you guys at Stage 4. You guys have been incredible as always. Much love, much appreciated. And it's time to crown a Stage 3 champion. We'll catch you tomorrow.
I'm claiming this objective.